All right. And we are live. Welcome to the Iron Lords podcast and the Lords of Gaming.net, episode number 111. And it's another glorious Sunday. We're back at the round table on the Lord's Day. And today, the realm will rejoice. We have the debut of the E3 2019 prediction series, and Nintendo is first up to bat. I'm extremely proud to have all this Nintendo royalty here at the round table, so we're going to get right into it. I want to introduce a Lord who is not only one of the best followers on Twitter, but is always a fantastic addition to any podcast panel. His passion for the Nintendo brand is evident in everything he does, while at the same time providing the hottest takes and expert gaming analysis. Introducing the global market researcher by day and master of JRPGs by night. The Lord formerly with 3 underscores to his name, and one of the very few Lords to not rank Zelda Breath of the Wild in his top 5 Zelda games of all time. Generally live from Nintendo New York and making his debut into the realm of the Lords. My man, Lord Stealth 40K. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great.
Woo, I need energy, baby. I'm glad to have you, man. What you been playing, man?
I've been playing Final Fantasy X on my Switch quite a lot. I'd have to say I've put about 80 hours in maybe 5 days. So wow. I've been playing it a lot.
Wow. Attic, I think he got you beat, man.
No. I got over 1,000 hours in that game.
Nah. Woo, we got some Final Fantasy talk, man.
He said, nah.
So happy to have you, man. Love your takes, man. Are you ready to have some fun, sir?
I'm ready.
That's what I want to hear, man. Good to have you. And of course, we have the young lord of video production and potentially one of the most talented and sarcastic Nintendo content creators throughout the realm. Introducing the host of the Potentially Perfect YouTube channel and creator of the critically acclaimed Hero Unlocked series. One of ILP Stream Team's favorites, and the Lord who still rolls his eyes every time SNES games are not announced for Switch Online. Live from my Sunshine State and making his return to the realm of the Lords. My man, Lord Delapo, a.k.a. Potentially Perfect. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing perfect. Thank you.
Good to have you back out here in these streets, man. Did you download any of those hot Nintendo classics yet, sir?
No.
Damn.
You mean the urge was so there that you just forgot?
Just right into the 8-bit bushes. Just there it is. That's right.
That was great. Good to have you back, man. It's been a minute.
It has. Yeah.
No doubt, man. We're gonna have some fun out here. You already know.
Every time.
No doubt. And of course, we have a Lord who is no stranger to the realm of legality. Not only is this Lord the founder of one of the biggest corporate law firms, he still finds the time to grace us with the hottest takes in pop culture, MCU film rankings, and of course, multi-platform gaming. Introducing the attorney and host of the Hogue Law Business Law Firm and YouTube channel, creator of the outstanding Virtual Legality series, and the Lord who still has the Nintendo Labo product line boldly ranked number 7 in his top 10 games of 2018. Live from Michigan and making his return into the realm of the Lords. My man, Lord Richard Hogue. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. You know, I think this is my 3rd or 4th time on with you guys, and every single time I wonder if I can't have you introduce me at conference calls and things like that.
I might have to set up some services, right?
Yeah, no, you should be a consultant.
The Lord don't get introductions like that.
No, that's what he wants. He wants something when he comes in the courtroom. That's how he wants Cognito.
Oh, that would be yeah. In the courtroom, and he gets like an introduction like that. I've got
no opposing counsel wouldn't know what's even going on. It would be like a wrestling match or a boxing match. It'd be great.
Good to have you, brother. Always a pleasure to have you in the realm. How's that Labo doing, man?
Oh, we just got Labo VR. We've been enjoying taking pictures of underwater sea life all around our living room. It's a good time.
Like I said, like a nightmare to me.
Yeah. Like I said, I've got 2 young daughters. We put them together. They have some nice stuff. It's like going.
Oh, you have to put them together too?
Yeah, I got my Labo kit. It just came.
Oh my!
I'm gonna put it together. I got the new Labo. It comes with the plastic.
Oh my God, King, you gotta stop trolling. You're terrible. Salute the future of the realm. Labo's actually doing fantastic, so it's good to see. You're gonna have some fun. And of course, last but certainly not least, we have a Lord who I'm truly honored to call a friend to the round table. This Lord's work ethic, professionalism, and passion for gaming is evident in everything he does. And with his team of 2-6, Vestmore, and Paradise, still remains one of the most premier content creators in the game. Introducing the host and co-founder of the Arix Gaming YouTube channel, the Lord of Endgame Lifestyle and the Zelda franchise, and Surge Beard Oil Game on Fleek. Live from UK and making his return into the realm of the Lords, my man, Lord Arix Gaming. How you doing, sir?
I am good. It's good to be back. I missed you guys, and you know what? I second that. I like these intro services. Like, I'll pay good money for these intros because they're good every time. I'm just like, hey man, I'm ready. It's like I feel like I'm having my own TV show. I'm about to it's gonna be one of those like anime intros that come in and the title screens. You're like, bam. So yeah, I'm yo, sign me up.
No doubt. Much love, brother. Glad you guys appreciate it. Always have fun introducing the Lords of the Realm. How have you been doing? What's been going on with the channel, man?
Good, man. Yeah, just busy. I mean, like, we're getting close to E3, right? So it's that kind of crazy time, like trying to juggle like different games and whatnot. Teams expanding, which is always awesome. But yeah, just trying to do as much as possible, trying to cover as much as possible, and obviously, relevant to today, trying to sneak in as much Nintendo as I can on the channel and make sure people realize that hey, Nintendo's king.
Ooh, you heard that?
You got the whole flight to LA to play that Switch.
Exactly. I mean that is
they
right?
definitely the king of the Iron Owls up there.
You mean the place that's only been showed like twice? No,
they Ironborn.
Wait a minute. I wasn't told we're going into Game of Thrones today.
Oh, we might do that. Yeah,
Dead can never die.
I'm gonna warn you guys now. There's gonna be a lot of Game of Thrones references today.
Hey, Phil Dominant Spencer's in the building.
Yeah, Arix, an absolute pleasure to have you back, man. I know we only got you for limited time, so we're gonna try to maximize the experience, get through the rest of these intros for the Lords. So we have the 4 horsemen of gaming, those original Lords of the Realm here at the round table. My co-host with the co-most, my brother from another mother, the difficult game conqueror, and the howl of the young wolf. My man, Lord Addict, how you doing, sir?
Doing pretty good. Trying to emotionally prepare myself for tonight for Game of Thrones. I don't think that's possible.
Did you sign your petition?
Well, let's just be. I'm 88% sure I'm going to rant tonight after Game of Thrones. So we'll see.
I predict Jakaris.
Well, they Jakaris this is. What you been playing, sir?
I've been playing Final Fantasy VII.
No doubt.
Been playing.
You have more hours in stealth. I don't know. I don't believe you, man. Stealth sound like you're going hard on you with that Final Fantasy. I don't know, man.
He's still a baby in those hours.
Oh, you get his stuff? You got to come from.
Look, man, until you beat all the Dark Aeons and Pendulum, like, you can't really come to me like that.
That is JRPG King we're talking to right now. I'm not gonna
I should have noted that was over Saturday and Sunday only.
Saturday and Sunday only.
Tell him about that shakeable. Like, he done got you. He's shaking you. He's shaking you.
It's a shame that you're on the Switch with no achievements, so I can't check you.
Lord. Oh my God! So that's all it's been, huh?
Yeah,
no doubt. And of course, we have our most technical gaming lord, the solo gamer who lives for the selfish single-player experience, and also the Sostradamus, Mr. Offline Profile Illuminati and Lord Patreon of the Iron Bank, my man, Lord Sovereign. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm chilling, man. You just get this Nintendo talk on.
I'm good.
Shut up, King. Shut up.
I will make you bend to the end.
Oh, this man got on rings on. This is bad.
Right. One true king.
I'm feeling very rejuvenated with the cavalry we have.
Oh, yes, exactly. Yeah, this doesn't happen very often. We have to take advantage.
Bring many.
What have you been playing, sir?
Nathan at all. Another thing. I downloaded the Castlevania Anniversary Collection for the Switch, and I played a little bit. Cool little collection. When not little. It's plenty of games in there. Everything up to right before Symphony of the Night. So it's cool. Castlevania has some of the best platforming gameplay ever in gaming, and the music obviously is amazing.
Yes.
So.
King, don't you
yes,
notice
Addict, do you have something to say?
Don't
always
you
doing your segment.
Don't you notice that they're
I
always
know
saying
my segment, you know.
Don't you notice that they always be buying games with the Switch and not even playing them?
I'm sitting here like,
wow.
fraud is in
early.
the building for Sovereign. Sovereign gonna catch the fraud alert every week.
Well, why? This is just.
I had a whole week of I'm a game player, but I had a whole week of non-game playing.
That's all right. That's fine by me. I say it every week.
Listen, I thought your Switch was portable. I thought your Switch was portable.
It is very portable, you know, but they work.
Anyway,
I thought you bought it because of work.
I know, right? What happened?
They are out of control. So you see what we deal with, right?
Stop. Yeah, because you just hating. That's what I'm hating.
You
got a fraud. I need a hater light. Just
need the hater light.
Hate.
I just like jumping in your segment. Sorry.
So that's been it, sir.
That's it.
All right. No doubt. And of course, we have the Incredible Hulk of this, aka the Excess Gamer.
Ooh.
The Lord of Combat Sports, King of the Statues, who demands nothing less than a premium experience and is the leader of the Fraud Alert movement.
Ooh.
Beloved Lord King, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. Shout out to the WBC heavyweight champion of the world, trying to get your body in the ring with that first right hand. Ooh, when he hit him and his body sprawled out, I thought he did catch that body in the ring. Because old boy eyes rolled up in the back of his head like they was leaving. Like I know his soul was leaving. He said, "Please wait, don't do this on camera. Please don't leave me." It was fantastic. This week I've been playing nothing but Destiny. I'm finishing up trying to be 700. Yeah, yes, Arix. Yes, Arix. I am not 700. So yes, the fraud light is on me.
Okay. Hey, I'm still 500, man.
Oh wow.
I've taken a couple back seasons of back seats, so I'm behind, man. I'm the
Yeah.
fraud light today.
I'm the fraud.
All right. Yeah, see, I thought when he was on today, I really thought I was in for it. I was playing real hard. I knew you was coming this week. I was like, I got to get to 700. I can't see this man and tell him I'm not 700. He's my go-to map. But
I'm sorry. I feel like I let you down now.
No, Anthem let you down. Don't forget. I was waiting for you to come back. I got you.
Oh, I forgot about that episode. Yeah. Continue, King.
No, but that's about it. I'm trying to get this stuff done so I can get on Division 2 and get these raids starting on Monday. But
supposedly no one beat that on console
Just
yet.
yesterday night, PlayStation 4. There's only one clear. No one else yet.
It's crazy.
That's because all the Destiny people ain't playing that.
I heard it's absolutely crazy. But I didn't know this season of the Drifter. I mean, a lot of guys talk about they wanted content in this game. I didn't even know they had their own like Secret of the Nine thing, right?
Yeah.
And you have to get their little there's a little pamphlet from Zur, and instead of just going to pick up exotics and stuff like that, he has a mission quest for you.
Yes.
Now, when you do these quests, it's a dream sequence that you see and a past history of the Drifter. Man, the level of content that they put in and the thought going forward. If this is Bungie without Activision, oh boy, this is fantastic. I'm not gonna front. They actually made me not pick up Division 2 this week.
Wow, what a raid! You didn't even touch the raid. Wow.
No, I'm not.
Know how much you loving,
bro. I got a chance to do the reckoning, and I got a chance to get to level 3, tier 3.
Yeah.
I love the fact that they say, okay, we didn't have a hard mode, but now here's this hard mode. It's well thought out.
Yeah, to build the bridge. The
supers, and you got to work together.
They're gonna all get nerfed though. All those supers.
Yeah, I saw all of that, but it's for a reason. It's for a reason because there's new content, there's a new Bungie, and there's new ways that these exotics gotta work because the old way was set up with Activision's BS. So
we're blaming Activision for
that. I got it.
No doubt. So you already know we have the Lord of the cooperative experience and gaming ninja himself, the Shinobi, LordCognito, spreading that realness in the realm of the ILP, not telling you what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. For me, it's just been MK11 still on the Switch. Sov, I'm still playing that Ninja Gaiden, but I had to kind of throw it in the bushes, Sov. The arcade version of Ninja Gaiden that came out on the
Yeah, I told you. After a while, you realize it's kind of simplistic. Yeah, you know, it caught your eye when we were young, right? Because it was pretty large sprites. You know what I mean? But it's
gameplay mechanics not as much. Started getting back on Division 2, trying to raid prep, all that good stuff. But that has been it for me. So we're gonna get into the show. We got limited time with Lord Eric, so we're gonna get him rolling. But before we start all the Nintendo love, we got some breaking news. So most of the lords, you know, Twitter has been very aware of what's been going on. The internet has been broken. People are saying
I've been trolling so much.
Cats and dogs sleeping together. You know what I mean? So,
who's the dog and who's the cat?
Oh my God, Matt's gaming going in. One cloud to rule them all. Microsoft and Sony agreement has been made. Is the console war over?
It's not an agreement. It's a knee bending.
We'll get to you.
I want every Sony dude to shea butter their knees, and I want it nice and chopped off and put in the basket right next to you. I have shipped the basket to your house. I want you to take your knees and remove them at this moment. Is the signed seal envelope that you're gonna put your knees in, and you're gonna mail your knees to me because I told you Phil was gonna make you bend them. Bring those knees to me. Thank you, sir. Go on, sir. I do apologize.
The hyperbole has finished. We were talking about the agreement. So basically, obviously, there has been some formal agreement between the heads, Sony and Microsoft, and we want to talk about that real quickly. Also, we want to, and also pertaining to Nintendo, has Nintendo been left at the altar here? So I want to start off with Lord Arix and then also Lord Hogue and then Stealth in that sequence. So Arix, when the news broke, what was your initial thought of this partnership?
I mean, initially it's like a sort of about time kind of thing, right? Because we've known up until this point, invariably, I know this is a slightly different thing, but hopefully this is kind of like the bridge to what we ultimately want for gaming in general. Because up until this point, if ever you speak to like a developer and they're like, oh, you know, have you got cross-platform? They're invariably like, no, because Sony are kind of, you know, dragging their feet, right? So obviously, if this is the start of the partnership, maybe this will kind of like lead to where we need to be, because we've seen, we've seen some of the stuff earlier in the year where like Nintendo and Microsoft are already kind of, you know, in talks and kind of getting friendly anyway. And Microsoft, I feel like it's just in their background from, you know, more so from like a software point of view. They just want their stuff everywhere, right? They're pushing for that accessibility on all platforms. So to them, it's just, although yes, they still have, you know, Xbox, they are still going to ultimately see Sony as a competition. Like at the same time, if you have access to their services anywhere, like it's finally like they just need to start talking, because it gets this point where like, yeah, I mean, obviously everyone's still got where their favorite places, but people just want to play games, right? Like I'm not like, people always say, you know, okay, I might be like a massive Nintendo fan, but at the end of the day, I just play games that I like, right? I don't have a particular platform bias. I just like, and that's where the industry needs to go, right? Because, you know, as everything's going online more, so it just makes more sense.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. I hear you. Definitely in reference to possibly opening up the future with cross progression and cross play. I want to get Lord Hogan. He had a tremendous virtual legality recently, in just from the legal aspect of the agreement. What kind of things stood out to you? Let's get some legality in here, Lord Hogan.
Sure. Yeah. As you said, I did a virtual legality episode on this the day it came out, because it was such big news, and because I have experience doing joint development agreements and memorandums of understanding. And I think they put the actual term memorandums of understanding in the press release so that, you know, it's not a full license agreement. It's not a full joint development agreement at this point in time. But unlike some other voices on this podcast, I don't really see it as a full Daenerys requesting a knee bending. Although I might see it as Danny and King's Landing. It depends.
So you're saying, just so I clarify, you're saying that Sony is not bending the knee.
Well, here's what I see in the press release. You can look at the press release yourself. I do cover this for like, I think 40 minutes in a virtual legality, but you can actually read the sentences in order and see what the quid pro quo likely is in the memorandum of understanding. So it looks like Microsoft really wants access to some Sony semiconductor secret sauce. And if you're familiar with Microsoft and Sony in general, the thought process is Sony does hardware, Microsoft does software. And that's no surprise as to what the memorandum of understanding actually describes. It says Microsoft's going to have all this software at Azure that they're going to allow Sony access to. Sony has some hardware secret sauce with semiconductors that they're going to allow Microsoft to access to, and hopefully improve all of their services and products. So I really do think it can be a joint development relationship and one where both sides benefit.
Okay.
These things don't always result in actual output, so there's still a long way to go to see what happens, but it's certainly a great first step. And I think it looks to me like every consumer, every video gamer will benefit if there are improvements to either side's services and products.
So we're thinking more Battle of Winterfell with they're uniting. That's where we're going. Let's get some Game of Thrones references in it.
We're gonna take that wet blanket and we're gonna put it right there on the fire. And we're gonna allow that to Jakaris right over there. And we're gonna go with my initial and let it burn. And the knees will continue to come to me. Please like, follow, and subscribe, and send those knees to me. Put them in the bag right next to you. Put those knees, shea butter them up, grease them up, send them this way, please. Thank you.
Fair enough. Lord Stealth, man. I know you had some interesting takes on this on Twitter as far as hyperbole and people, getting maybe a little too excited. So, Lord Stealth, I want to get your take on this agreement, this news this week.
Yeah, so it's not really something that's so surprising or shouldn't be surprising to anybody. Microsoft has pretty much made it clear that they want to move primarily from a hardware company in the gaming space to a services company. So, they've been open to working with Nintendo, and, they've talked about potentially working with Sony if, the opportunity was right. And this seems like a good opportunity because Sony's made it clear that they want to use Microsoft's platform for cloud gaming, for streaming. And, Microsoft will get a lot of money from that, down the line. As far as the hyperbole, yeah, I mean, the very first thing I saw was,
does that mean
all Sony games will be on Xbox and vice versa? And, that's not really what this is about at all. I mean, Sony's still the company that won't allow crossplay because they feel like their ecosystem is superior. Right. So, people have to slow down on that aspect of it.
The breaks. All right, let me double this in because Delapo's back. I was okay. So Delapo's back. So I want to ask this question, then Delapo can jump in as well, which is, all right, now with this agreement, right? I'm like, Nintendo, remember initially we heard rumors of Nintendo and Microsoft kind of being the ones to marry up first and partner up. And then this kind of threw everything for left field. Now Sony's in the building. So is Nintendo left that out at the altar here? Stealth? What happens, man? What do you think?
I don't think so. Switch is very, very appealing to Microsoft for one simple reason. And that's Switch is dominating Japan, which Microsoft's never been able to get into. So their relationship is more software based, where Microsoft really wants to get as many games as they can onto Switch, not because they see it as some graphical powerhouse competitor, but because it opens up a 10 million gamer market to them that they'd never had before.
Absolutely.
And, even just Cuphead, I forget where I read it, but Cuphead did the best on Switch in Japan, even versus PC.
Wow.
So, just getting it on there was very important. And, this just because Microsoft's working with Sony on this doesn't mean down the line they can't work with Nintendo. That it's not like there's an exclusivity agreement. So,
right.
But Nintendo said that they're interested in streaming services. They just don't believe it's mainstream yet, or they aren't poo-pooing it, but they aren't necessarily wanting to dive into it now.
Right. Was that you? Somebody said right.
Yeah, no, I was just going to jump in and exactly agree with the lack of exclusivity there. You don't see that reference in the Memorandum of Understanding press release at all. And it would be a surprise if it were there. Honestly, Microsoft wants to put Xbox Live, wants to have everybody on the planet using Azure if they can sell it to them. That's a service. That's a business that they're selling. They're not competing with Sony or Nintendo. In respect of Azure, they're competing with Amazon and Google. So they want every customer on their servers, their cloud services, if they can. And that's what this is about. So Nintendo wasn't left at the altar, isn't out in the cold. This is just Sony coming in and joining them around the hearth. like episode 2 of Game of Thrones.
That's right. There go the whole. That's the whole God know. Right there. Everybody gather next to the fire. Kumbaya. Kumbaya.
and use your services of Microsoft.
That's right. And you can drink too from the chalice. You can drink from the chalice too.
Lord Delapo, cats and dogs sleeping together. What did you think, man? This news broke. Where were you at, man?
I'm not really surprised. When I saw it, I was like, they've got to do something to stave off Stadia, and it was all like it was coming eventually.
Mm-hmm.
As far as Nintendo goes, I don't know. I've always held that they have like this really weird attachment to their IP when it comes to streaming, and I feel like that's why we're only getting NES games. To be honest, I'm just saying.
They go that slander.
I knew that was coming.
No, but it's true. I mean, you even in retail, you don't see price drops and things like that. So I feel like that feeds into how they feel about streaming as a whole. But once Nintendo does eventually start streaming, I feel like it's going to have one of the most powerful impacts on streaming games because of their IPs and what they have. And it's incredible. I
don't ever want to hear you put Nintendo and Powerful in the same sentence.
Oh my God, Jesus!
They have the strongest IPs out of anyone. It's true. It's true.
Continue.
There's nothing you can do about it. It's okay.
Continue,
Delamo, unless you finish.
Anyway,
not like me.
No, but it's really good. Honestly, I'm really happy to see. I don't like all the fanboyism stuff. I think the more we come together on this, the sooner the console war nonsense will end, and we can just get back to enjoying games.
I feel you, Delapo. As long as everybody bends the knee to the one true king, we are good with this.
One true king of cloud service.
It gotta be one ring to rule them all. Let's go.
Oh my goodness.
That's Google Stadia, right? Google Stadia is the one true king, yeah?
You know what it is? They are the White Walkers with the red sneakers. They are the White Walkers with the red sneakers. And I'm telling you, Jon Phil Dominant Snow had to get out there and let these people know I saw them, I battled them. Y'all gonna have to get with me, baby.
Well, just so we're clear, King's now referencing Sauron and Daenerys Targaryen.
Yes,
We have our eyes on him.
Yes, watch me, please. Watch me, please.
Lord Sovereign, I need your feedback, sir. We got to talk about it, man. What did you think when this news broke, man?
I mean, I agree with Delabo. Like, it really didn't surprise me too much. I mean, we've seen this sort of stuff in the past. Obviously, everybody pays Microsoft to use Havoc. So, I mean, that's nothing new. Obviously, when it comes to Blu-ray and stuff like that, that's, you pay Sony in conjunction with somebody else for that. So you're going to be using that tech. I thought what was interesting about it was that it was very forward facing. They made sure to take a nice picture and publish an article about it. Right. So I think what they're realizing is, the optics are a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think it was a smart move on Sony's part, especially because they just don't have the infrastructure to compete directly with Microsoft and do their own thing. Right. And then, if you're going to go with a devil, you go with the devil that you know, right? You're not going to get in bed with Google. I don't know if Google would even entertain something like that. So, I guess the big three in gaming per se are going to stick together. So, segue that into the Nintendo thing.
Yeah,
I think there's no issue with Nintendo, and I honestly think that it's going to be part of my predictions. I think that we're going to have some streaming talk from Nintendo. In their if not in their direct, then in their Treehouse presentation, something.
No, Lord Attic, your Twitter has been on fire recently with all this news. So where are you at with the coming together of Microsoft and Sony in this agreement?
I think everyone's scared of Google.
I
think at the end of the day, I don't think Nintendo is out of it. I think if anything, this is Sony is Microsoft's mistress right now, and Nintendo's is the old lady back at the house.
Tell them about it. Tell them about it. Tell them about it.
References.
There's more concubines. Let's go.
But I do think that we're going to see. I don't know. As of right now, I can't see Nintendo announcing anything streaming wise.
Right.
But it wouldn't surprise me that this is direction clearly the entire industry is going.
No,
that's the reason Sony partnered with them, because everyone knows it's going this direction.
Boss Move says Switch is the side piece. I'm done. Moving along. Lord King, I know I saw some glorious tweets from you. People were DMing me saying, I cannot wait for King to speak on this subject. So, King, the floor is yours. Is this the moment where
I'm feeling like Thanos in here. I'm feeling like everybody got to play for the same team. I want Delapo to go back and get my my voice cues for when I told everybody that everybody must bow down to Phil dominance. And I said it, and I told y'all, remember the visualization when Phil was in the middle? Yes, and he X'd out left and he X'd out right. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I guarantee you, Reggie's the realest guy here.
Okay,
all right. And I got to give Reggie respect because I know Reggie saw stuff on deck and was like, I don't play like that. I'm out. I don't play like that. All right. I know Reggie said.
So are you saying that Reggie retired because they were going this tournament?
Yes. Reggie was such a man of principle with Nintendo. He's nothing to do.
No, he said
evil cloud infrastructure.
No, what he said was,
is this what we say?
You know, listen. I know, and I know a lot of you guys are like, oh, King is wacky. He's not, listen, I told you that they was going to play together. They had to stave off the other people that was coming. And everybody was like, that'll never happen until y'all saw that tweet. And it was like, oh, God, no. And then you dreaded this day. Run from it. Hide from it. I am inevitable. It will happen.
And that turned out well.
Let me tell you. Listen. We don't know because there's so many timelines that opened up now, right? Now y'all seeing what's going on right now. The sad part is, as gamers, we shouldn't be divided. Yeah. These guys aren't divided. They're in the background working together. So the truce has been gone. The knees has been bent. There's no more, we are the rulers. No. We must band together. I love my Switch. So y'all hear me snap on it and all this stuff. I want original content. Okay, that's it right there. That's all I want is original content. I will purchase. My Sony. I love my Sony for the original content. All right. So, but the infrastructure suck. But now, if I can get like Xbox Live on Sony, boy, like that opens up. If I can get Xbox Live on my Switch, and I can get cross progression. If I can get stuff that PC has been doing for years on my console, that changes how we gonna game with each other. Could you imagine 5 to 6 million people on different consoles playing Division or playing Destiny?
Would be amazing. Yeah, if let's set that up.
Let's get to where gaming is pure. This is what we're going for. So if some people had to be X'd out and other bosses had to be put in place because it was more palatable to what was going forward.
This Reggie slander got to stop.
No, it's not slander. I respect Reggie as a man of principle, old oligarch. And you know what? He went out on his shield and he said, I'm not doing that. But 2 weeks later, we are in bed with Microsoft and Sony too.
You're low-key say Microsoft's like, low-key bought everyone. Like they didn't even buy them. They made everyone bend to their will and they do everything Microsoft's way.
Addict, I say this. At the end of the day, Phil's still there. And I'm looking around and those other 2 people that was in the picture aren't.
Oh my Lord. Salute to Jonathan B. He said he's convinced King is Tyrion Lannister. All right, we're moving on. My last point of the panel, you guys knocked it out the park. I mean, obviously, it basically Sony offering these cutting edge digital imaging sensors and Microsoft with that cloud infrastructure. So we see how that goes. It is to me Game of Thrones on the enterprise level though, because it's like, which is coming, man. They had to unite against my man Phil Luminous, the Night King. You know what I'm saying? He's coming with Google Stadia. They're scared of that Harrison, man. But all jokes aside, get home. Okay.
Yeah, no, I think that's right. I think that they see the winter coming in terms of streaming and the big tech giants because the tech giants could enter into any industry they want and really make waves. And if they're going to enter into gaming, then you best figure out where you're going to hang your hat.
Don't feel bad. If it's anything like the show, it's not that much of a threat.
And I think Stealth made a great point too. You can't underestimate the Sony's desire to get back on top in Japan in some way, shape, or form, because Nintendo is eating their lunch right now. So
yeah, so pretty much, like all jokes up, but the only Achilles heel Sony really had was kind of like the as far as their infrastructure. And like, look, let's be clear, like Sony could have picked AWS. They could have picked Google Cloud, instead of Azure. So they recognize Azure making the best sense on top, and as a global cloud, and being that they're even competitors in the same gaming space. So it's like, that they didn't have to do that move is basically what I'm trying to say. And it's gonna be interesting. But all this talk about God of War gonna be on Xbox.
No.
Gears on PlayStation and all that. To me, this is a relationship at the very top, the enterprise level. One would assume though, like Alex is saying, that these talks, this transitions into something like cross-play, cross-progression on the console side, being that they're all living under the same Azure roof, so to speak. And last point, I'm just very curious to see how Microsoft is going to implement these digital image sensors and AI from Sony, because clearly they coveted that. All this is very intriguing. So at the end of the day, man, cloud infrastructure, man, I guess power to cloud does mean something.
It's taking us one step closer to Skynet. This is what they were. We're almost there.
All right, no doubt. So that's all I got on it. We're going to move on. So let's get into the reason we are here. The state of Nintendo. Let's do a little brief recap of 2019. Switch has been really moving out here, close to 35 million sold. Even though PS4 had the 3-year head start in Japan, they're now ahead of them in Japan. With as far as our lifetime sales. Lord Reggie has retired. The Bowser era has begun. A lot of software announced. So just want to bring this to the realm and round table. Like, how are we feeling about Nintendo coming into E3? So let's start with Stealth, and then let's get Alex right after. So Stealth, how are we feeling right now?
Well, I think Nintendo should feel very confident going into the E3. I've never, I haven't remembered an E3 where I felt that Nintendo didn't have to announce a single game and they could just talk about what's already announced and feel great about it. That's kind of where we're at. We're at a point where pretty much from June to December, they should have at least 2 games they're publishing every month, which is crazy. So yeah, they should feel very good. I know I felt very good, not necessarily because Nintendo's put out a lot, from January to now, but third parties have sort of filled the gap for me. But yeah, in terms of first party, pretty much from here on out, it's gonna be crazy for Nintendo.
Strong outlook there, sir. Lord Alex, how are we feeling? State of Nintendo coming in.
Yeah, I'm super, like, for me, Nintendo are the ones that I always have my eyes on at E3. Obviously, I'm a massive fan anyway, but also partly because when you actually physically attend there, like the past 3 years, they've had like a massive, like their booth is just killer every year. Right? They pick their game, they pick their theme, and they go like all out on that. And this year's an interesting one. I'm kind of sort of thinking about what the main theme and their main focus will be. And I feel like you'll have like a split booth this year because obviously they've got Pokemon, which is gonna be massive. They've obviously still got, Fire Emblem's coming just after E3, so I feel like it might not be like a huge focus for them per se. You've got the Zelda remake, and then people are still wondering whether we're going to get Animal Crossing this year. I'm not sure. I'm still not too sure on that one. But yeah, like the fact that basically on a first party side, the first part of the year has been a little bit slow, but there's a ton of great stuff. And honestly, I've been getting through so many great indie titles this year as well. So it's one of those things where for Nintendo, like I get kind of excited about everything that they announce, not just first party, because it just seems to be so, like, it's been a great platform for me to experience like other games that I might not normally have played. So like I picked up some of my favorite games like this year and last year have been indie titles. Last year, like Dead Cells, even though it was, it'd been out before, Dead Cells on Switch was great. Moonlighting was great. This year, Katana Zero. So I'm definitely, it's funny because in conferences when it comes to like Microsoft or Sony, often when they get to their kind of indie section, I like it tends to be where I drift off a little bit. But I guess because of the portability nature on Switch, I'm always like, yeah, this is where I'm at for that. So yeah, I'm excited to see like every aspect of what they have at E3, and I think it's gonna be strong. I think it's gonna be like it's also E3 as a whole is quite different because they revealed the show floor map this year, and like obviously we know Sony's not there. There's no Activision there. EA don't have a press conference there. Obviously they have EA Play beforehand. So like even the floor just looks quite different. In fact, like West Hall is basically just Nintendo. Like, South Hall is all the other like publishers and whatnot. But yeah, West Hall is basically just Nintendo and I can't remember. I think it's Epic or something like that. So yeah, it's basically Nintendo Hall. So yeah, it's gonna be good. Oh, that's it. Yeah,
Sega. That's right. Yes, correct. Yeah, man. Lord Delapo, man, how we feeling? State of Nintendo, where we at, man?
Man, so there's going to be a lot of fan bases watching this one from the Nintendo side. There's a lot of franchises that should get announcements or, further discussions. I mean, some of the worst Nintendo fan bases like Fire Emblem, Animal Crossing, and Pokemon. Just those three alone. And you got that platinum nonsense.
So, easy.
Oh, what's going on?
In here, sir.
No.
My name's added. Can I approve that message?
I'm really excited for this one. I'm so ready to get more details on a lot of stuff. I think one of my biggest things is like the Animal Crossing one. How they're going to evolve this franchise, because they always do something like when it comes back to Switch, like since it's going to be on Switch, I think it's going to be something radical. I think it's going to be something really awesome and something that I can actually find entertaining, because I usually hate Animal Crossing, but I feel like something about it being on the Switch is going to be.
Tom Nook's going to take your actual Switch.
And I gotta say, Delapo, I love when you say that word, radical.
yes, I like when he says that too. Awesome, man. Lord Hogue, what are we feeling, man? How's that Switch feeling for you coming in to E3?
Well, so I love my Switch. I play Labo on it with my kids. But
yes, we do.
Outside of that, I think, they came in so strong with 2017. That was such an unbelievable year. I think, at least for me, it's taken me a little time to recover from that, and for Nintendo to recover from that in terms of their development pathways. But like some of the other people that have already spoken, I think the portability of the Switch has made me love indie games, things below a certain graphical threshold. And I've been playing a ton of them, and every time they're on the PC and the PlayStation and the Xbox and the Switch, I'm almost always getting them on my Switch, because the Switch can handle those games, and I can play them wherever I want. So I've been playing a game that I'd never heard of, which I understand came out on the PC last year, called Masquerada: Songs and Shadows. Absolutely fantastic. Couldn't recommend it more. $20. It's an action RPG with a fantasy world like Game of Thrones, and it's been great. It's been a great find, and I probably would never have picked it up, except I'm always kind of sifting through the Switch and seeing what I can play at the office, what I can play when I'm otherwise available outside of the home. And so I think the Switch is always going to be strong for what it is, but I'm not as invested in Animal Crossing and Pokemon and Fire Emblem, so we're still not back up to Mario and Zelda releasing in the same year for me.
Okay.
But I think they're going to continue to have a strong year, absolutely.
No doubt. Lord Addict, how are we feeling coming in?
Well, why I got to have the intro like that?
I'm bracing myself. I'm bracing myself right now.
I felt like it was that moment where you're scared to pass the mic to someone.
Yes, literally. That's
I actually think Nintendo's going to have the best year this year.
Ooh, wow.
I think they're going to have a better year than Microsoft and Sony.
Wow. Okay. All right. You're feeling confident, feeling good about it.
I mean, to my knowledge, Luigi's Mansion is still coming out. You got that, Pokemon, Fire Emblem. Even regardless, I don't care about Animal Crossing people. I know that's still got a huge following. You just came off of Super Smash Brothers. They're still releasing information on that. They're going into the next Pokemon game with this the Pikachu movie that just came out.
Yes.
So they properly built this up. So I can't fault them on it.
Lord King, where are we at with the expectation of Nintendo coming in?
Now this is the one you should be scared to pass the mic to.
Let's get it in. Let's get it out now.
So knowing that last year we felt that their little direct thing was hot trash.
I liked it.
It was only good for Smash people. I'm sorry.
So you're living in King's world.
No. Actually, if you had to been at E3 with us, shots fired. You would have been on
shots fired your own stick.
That's right. You would have been on the couch and you would have got up and left me incognito there as well.
We all watched that whole thing.
Wait. Stealth agrees.
Well, yeah. I mean, I do agree that unless you were a Smash fan, it probably wasn't the greatest
I am a Smash
presentation.
fan.
And actually, the two directs they had afterward were better than E3.
Yeah, it was definitely 100% better, right? We sat there, we watched, and we waited, and we pleaded with everybody that was around us to stick around because we thought something spectacular was going to happen. Because we know at their presence at E3 is fantastic. I'm not gonna lie, like Eric says, when you go there, their presence is second to none. All right, you get to the Nintendo section, and it is like shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow.
You can't even walk through it.
You can't, you're putting your cameras away. You're trying to get to your little interviews. You're trying to do as much as you possibly can, as early as you can to get out of there.
Black Friday.
Good analogy, Phil.
Yeah, it is definitely just like
I actually don't think I don't think that's accurate, but I think that they got more traffic going through there than a Walmart on Black Friday. Like you can at least like low key get around a little bit on Black Friday. You come to a halt. When you complete hole.
It is definitely the main attractor. I think Nintendo has always captured that youthful exuberance when they do their shows.
Yeah.
So going into Nintendo this year, like Addict says, I really do believe that they're gonna have the best year out of the three. Sony has already folded up their tent and moved on. Microsoft is going to give you the best E3 that they got. They're going to show you exactly why everybody else bent the knee. I expect Nintendo to make some form of announcement. I know Microsoft probably said, well, let Sony go first. We already know,
hold on to just a little.
Okay. So I just truly expect Nintendo to have a spectacular end to the year like they had to the beginning. So I don't really care for Animal Crossing, but I got 3 kids upstairs that do. So financially, I'm invested in Animal Crossing, even though I don't want to be. And I might buy 3 Switches this year because of Animal Crossing.
You gonna get that mini coming in hot?
No, I'm not buying no mini. I'm not buying my children no mini. It's either they're gonna get a Switch or they not gonna get a Switch. They're not buying a half Switch. We don't want a half Switch in here. Okay?
Better question: are you guys picking up this Pokemon game? Or are you gonna fraud like you did last year and say you're gonna buy it and not buy it when it comes out? And this isn't directed towards King. This is directed towards Lord-Cognito and Lord Sovereign. Last year, this isn't yours.
Fraud on it. Yes, we did.
Last year, you said this isn't your Pokemon, it's my Pokemon.
Exactly.
And guess what?
Did you have fun
the
with
only
that?
one that bought this Pokemon.
Wait. After frauding, though. After frauding, you purchased it. Don't give me that. Don't give me that. You frauded up front, and then you said, I'm going to get it.
He did fraud. He did fraud.
Up front, you were right with us. Up front, you were right with us. I'm not getting this.
No. I was against the movement, and you guys said that those were made for you. This is my Pokemon game. This isn't yours.
We were just trolling. There was no way I was getting. Once I found out what that was, there was no way I was getting that, and neither was Cognito. And you knew that up front. You knew that.
But y'all buy crappy games and don't buy the good games. This is what I don't understand. Like, I don't get it.
Was it the greatest Pokemon game? Absolutely not. But it was still a fun thing to play.
Moving on
to Solve. I want old school Pokemon. Thank you.
Go ahead, because they're never going to admit it.
I'm kind of pissed off because we're not getting. There's no dissension in the ranks. There's too much agreement, man. Like, you guys are killing me.
We all in agreement that y'all frauded. So let's go.
This is not.
Continue, Solve.
Yo, it's funny how there's a lot of revisionist history going on. You know, we can go back to the tapes, right?
Yeah, you never said I was buying that.
Tapes, record it, watch it, write it down.
We got it. Don't worry, Solve. I'll create a.
So, like I said, I'm a little bit tight because we have Addict and King just bending the knee, and now I'm not getting any dissension from you guys.
Wait a second. Time out. I need you to stop that.
No. Hold up. You came in here and you agreed with everything.
Whoa,
that's not you. That's not you. No. Hold up. You're thinking reasonably now? You're being reasonable.
You want us to disagree with everything?
Right. I expected some irrational, unreasonable points.
No,
and I didn't get that. I didn't get any of that. I'm disappointed in you guys. I really am.
No, King. LordCognito, I take back everything I said.
Thank you.
Switch isn't going to do anything this year, man. I'd rather chew rocks than play the Switch this year.
That is the addict that I know and love. That's what I want.
Get back on track, fellas.
Alex,
Let's get your thoughts.
I just got to say, Eric, I do apologize because they want me to rant like a madman on some point that I feel that Nintendo was definitely going to be.
Nobody wants to see you on your best behavior, King.
I'm sorry. I'm not going to say something that's not
I can't believe we're getting attacked for agreeing. Like, I can't believe it.
So anyway, yeah. So, I agree with stuff on this. Like, they don't have to announce anything new, and they still win. Like, just talking about stuff they've talked about already. Like, if you really think about it, the beginning of the year was kind of slow, right? You had New Super Mario U, you had Yoshi's Crafted World, which is very kiddie-like, very simplistic, beautiful game, but not going to move the needle. And then you had Travis Strikes Again, which was whatever. But everything else that either they're publishing or they're developing first party coming down the pipeline is probably coming out this year. We probably get dates for at E3. It's kind of insane when you think about it. At least two first party or published games by them per month throughout to the rest of the end of the year. That's kind of insane, man. I mean, Animal Crossing, you have Zelda Link's Awakening, the remake. You have that other Game Freak RPG Town that they said supposedly supposed to be coming out this year. That's true. And of course, Ultimate Alliance, Astral Chain, Pokemon Sword and Shield, and Mario Maker. We can't forget Mario Maker. You cannot forget Mario Maker. Mario Maker. When I first saw it, I said, okay.
I'm actually picking that up day one.
Yeah, Mario Maker kind of nuts because I thought it was going to be, you always wonder if it's just going to be one of those, right click, save as, and move it over. And the last 10 minutes of that was all new stuff they added to that game. Kind of insane. So, and of course, Fire Emblem as well. So to me, they hands down, they just have to talk about that stuff and give release dates for most of that. And if most of that is coming this year, it's going to be an amazing show. And to me, it's like King said, like the presence. Their booth is always the greatest. Then you got to remember afterwards, the Treehouse stuff is a little slow, but at the same time, what they did to sort of mitigate that slowness a little bit is that they give you actual announcements during that as well. Like they announced Samus Returns there. Like, so you're always going to get little announcements sprinkled in there. Then you have Nintendo World Championships for Smash and for Splatoon. So they keep you engaged in their booth the entire time. Like, it really is theirs. We've been talking about Microsoft and what they're going to do with this, that, and the other. Nintendo's presence there, it can't be understated. Like, I think they're going to have a great show. I really do.
I'm going to finish my point and then get into predictions because I want to get Eric's in before he leaves. So, yeah, literally same thing. I agree with completely all the panel on this. I think that the, more and more you're starting to see third-party full-featured exclusives like the Mortal Kombat, things of that nature. It is the de facto home for indies right now. I mean, it's not even close. You're starting to see a lot of that stuff really thrive. All the Lords have spoken to multiple developers, and, they generally, the consensus seems to be that they're title does well as a port on the Switch, and a lot they're gonna see what they gotta have revealed. Super Mario Maker 2, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna be a big one. So we're gonna see what goes on. So I want to switch up. I know Eric's is not much long. I'm gonna go to predictions, expectation, mic drops, and let's get Eric before he goes because this one I'm dying to know from Lord Eric. So, Lord Alex, man, what do you feel like? What are your predictions, your expectations, or just any maybe possible mic drop moments for you for E3 that direct? Like, what do you need, Eric's? Let's go.
So I've got four things that I would love to see, right? So one of them is, it's one of those weird things, right? Like, it feels funny to sort of always hope for like a port of things, but there's some games that like are on Wii U that I just want to play again, man. So like a Wind Waker HD on Switch would be real nice, nice.
Buy that day one.
Exactly right. I mean, like, there's so many games that
it don't matter how many Zeldas come out, I'll buy them all.
That's the thing, right? Like, I played Wind Waker back in the GameCube days, but I bought it on Wii U, but I still never played it. It's still sealed for my Wii U copy because it just didn't. The Wii U just didn't get much time for me. So that I mean, like, to be fair, like, Zelda is my number one series, so I'll take any Zelda, like whether they do like Skyward Sword HD or Twilight Princess. But I feel like Wind Waker is the one that I really, really want to see. So that'll be there. Yeah, second one, in light of like a recent release. Imagine if they announced, and this is a far-fetched one, right? But Dragon's Dogma 2 exclusive to Switch.
You talk about Dogma?
Imagine, because they're Like, because it's actually weirdly, that's another one of those games that when it came out, it kind of like didn't really get the traction. It kind of.
I don't think that's far-fetched. I think that's something that they would go for.
That could be because
do you think it's possible? Give us some hope, Stealth. These are the bushes.
But then the third one, right? I mean, this is probably not going to happen at all. But you know what? Like before they announced Link's Awakening remaster, I was like, the one thing that I've missed for the longest time is Four Swords, right? Four Swords Zelda, and like, it will be perfect for Switch. So, and what they could do, I know it'd be wild, but like Four Swords in some other games has always been kind of like a kind of an extra edition. So imagine if they did say they announced during E3 during the Treehouse, like, oh, by the way, there's also a new component we didn't tell you about in the Link's Awakening remake, where there's like a second version or like a part of it where you can play Four Swords. That would be crazy. Yeah, that would be really cool. I'll have to see that. And then also on the Smash front, I'm looking for the next character, and I'm hoping for a Monster Hunter character akin to the way they did it in like Marvel vs. Capcom, but just obviously better than that. Because I'm just like, well, if you look at the roster, right, you look at everything they've literally only got Rathalos as a monster, but they don't have any of like the other stuff. There's like a big gaping hole there, and they're either doing that because they're saving it. Because obviously, if a character comes, like when you see when like Joker got added, they added a ton of like spirits and stuff for Persona. So maybe they're leaving that there because they're thinking, hey, this could be. So I mean, and you know, Capcom.
It doesn't make sense. They would have so much assets, but not a character.
Exactly right. Yeah. So it's like, you know, you got that, and they've got such a great relationship now, like this working relationship. And I think to myself, you know what, like Monster Hunter's on Switch, like admittedly Generation Ultimate was more of like a port, but I'm just like, I mean that would be amazing.
Crazy.
I don't even care how that character plays. I'll become a Monster Hunter main. Like I'll just use that. I'll learn them. That's the one. So they're my main ones.
Those are your main ones, no doubt. Lord Hogue, man, what would be your mic drop moments? What expectations? What you want from this direct?
Well, I think Nintendo's usually for the past couple of years kind of seeded the ground with what they're planning to come out with. So I'm not expecting a ton of surprises, but what I would really love to see is on the hardware side, I would love to see a Switch with some more juice. You know, there were some rumors about a Switch Pro, a Switch Plus, something like that. I love the Switch, but just a little bit more juice would get me a little bit happier about things like the Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 and things of that nature. Other than that, I see them bringing more Wii U stuff and more Wii stuff up to the Switch. I do. And there's a lot of stuff to bring. I think that they could have a Metroid Prime trilogy release edition. I think they could have those Zeldas, Skyward Sword, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker brought up to the Switch. And maybe something off the wall like Tokyo Mirage Sessions, something from like that series. Because I think the Shin Megami Tensei stuff is still out in the wind somewhere from the announcement from the launch of the Switch. So I think that could be useful, again, for kind of consolidating that Japanese market. But I expect a relatively surpriseless E3, but maybe with some cool hardware news.
No doubt. Lord Stealth, are we back, sir? Let's see if he's back.
I'm here.
Okay, there he is. So what about you? What are like your predictions? Like what could be some hot moments for you, mic drop moments that would get you all excited about this direct?
Yeah, I have quite a few predictions. A few I've revealed on Twitter, some I haven't. But I'll start with Smash Bros. I do think we're not going to get just one character. I think we might get two characters from the pack. One will drop the day of Nintendo's presentation. The other will get teased or dropped. But I definitely think we'll see two. Whether that's, potentially a Monster Hunter character or, even potentially maybe a Microsoft character, Steve from Minecraft or Banjo. I even floated the idea of I even floated the idea of maybe Sakurai coming out on the Microsoft stage and announcing it, something crazy.
That would be insane.
Yeah, but I do think it just because of the fact that
that happens.
Just because of the fact that it's Nintendo and Microsoft kind of, leading this thing this year, it might be the E3 could be the time for the Microsoft character.
Twitter would be lit if that happens.
Yeah.
It would be lit. Another knee.
Oh my god! Continue, Stealth.
Yeah. In terms of Square Enix, I think we might maybe see a Bravely Default HD collection coming to Switch. I think we might get some Kingdom Hearts ports.
Yeah,
Kingdom Hearts ports.
Kingdom Hearts.
Just to cut you real quick, Alex, I know you've got to go, buddy. Thank you so much for being in the realm of the Lords, man. Limited time.
Me. Honestly, sorry it was so short, but thank you so much for having me. Hopefully, we can maybe catch up post E3. Maybe we'll do a post E3 one.
And we'll
see you in Cali. See you in Cali, brother.
Yes,
you already know, man. Thank you so much.
Take care, guys.
No doubt. Continue stealth, man. You have some great topics going on. Some great picks. Let's go.
Yeah, so for Capcom, I think we could see the announcement of a Monster, not World, but one being built for Switch. Get announced. I do think there'll be more crazy third-party announcements that we didn't see coming to Switch than Nintendo
the Division's
themselves.
coming out?
The first one.
Maybe.
Oh my God, the slander. Sorry, continue. The slander
but
is crazy.
I do think Nintendo will have one or two 2020 announcements. Not many. They always say, "Oh, we're going to focus on this year," and then the first thing they announce is something from the next year. They did that last year. The first thing they announced was a 2019 game. So I do think there's a possibility of that, but again, they have Astral Chain, they have Pokemon, they have Zelda, they have Mario Maker, they have Luigi's Mansion, they have Pokemon. They have so much this year that they don't really need to announce. And all these games, we've only seen a trailer or we haven't even seen anything. So it's not like we've been flooded with information about all those games, So, even if they just show that, it'll be great. But I do think most of the really shocking stuff will come from third parties of games that you didn't think were coming to Switch but are.
Okay. Now let me ask you this to Lord Hoag's point in reference to hardware, because I know that's been an interesting subject here in the realm. We heard rumors of the Mini, we heard rumors of a Pro, then it kind of flip-flop when it's no Pro. What are you hearing in that regard? Is there any chance we get hardware at this Direct?
None.
Damn.
They were pretty explicit. They said flat out that there's not going to be hardware at E3. They lied before? Yes. But they were pretty adamant about it. Just
are they even really? Do they even announce hardware at E3? I can't remember the last time.
They announced 3DS at E3.
The 3DS
they showed it for the first time. But I don't think there's any chance at all that they'll announce hardware. In fact, it might be something as silly as they announce it in the Direct 2 months later, but not specifically at E3. If they don't have a Mini that costs $199 before Animal Crossing and Pokemon come out, that would be insane to me. So I do think something will be announced soon, just not at E3 because they said so.
Got you. All right, this is strong predictions. I like what I'm hearing. Lord Delapo, man, what would make you go crazy? Some mic drop moments, things that'll get you hype, but it's Direct.
All right, here's what they're gonna do. They're gonna Final Fantasy 7 us and show us another logo for Metroid Prime 4.
You're gonna get another JPEG for Metroid Prime?
Another JPEG. All right.
Wait, I'm gonna back you up though. You said Final Fantasy 7 remake.
I don't think it's out of question. I really don't. I think
relationship with Square.
I do.
Why? Why do you don't agree?
I don't think the Switch can run the remake.
I just don't. 15 games that come out.
I just don't think the Switch can run the remake.
Lord Stealth had some interesting comments in reference to. Oh my God!
It's gonna be that thing that happened in 15, the Pocket Edition.
Out of control.
They all gonna have big heads with little bodies.
Yes, Lord Stealth. I just wanted, before I get back to Lapo, you had some interesting comments in reference to the Square and Nintendo relationship, and the fact that you think that they would want to get pretty much a lot of their titles over there. Do you think that is a possibility that the Final Fantasy VII remake could happen? To Delapo's point.
Well, just to kind of put that into context, Square has announced / released over 25 games for Switch in under 2 years. So they're putting a lot of stuff on Switch. Even Dragon Quest XI, which is arguably one of their pillar new titles next to Kingdom Hearts 3 and whatever the next Final Fantasy
Kingdom Hearts 3 come out for the Switch?
I mean, honestly, I mean,
like you know.
Fantasy 15 coming out on the
Switch. Quite frankly, I think most games could be ported to Switch, but most teams don't want to put the time into making it work. You know, if they gave it to Virtuous or if they gave it to Panic Button, could they do it? Probably, but you know, if they only have a skeleton crew at Square with like 5 people, are they going to want to invest that time? Probably not.
Right.
You know, I've seen so many games that people have said, "Oh, that'll never be on Switch." It is on Switch.
Good point.
You know, it just depends on the budget they want to put into porting it, and most companies don't want to put anything into porting it, anything to Switch.
No doubt.
But fiscally, it makes more sense to put a title like that on the Switch as opposed to the Xbox, which we've seen them do multiple times. And then they're like, "Oh my gosh, why didn't this sell on the Xbox? We're so surprised." It's just a demographic. It's a demographic difference, and that's why I don't feel like
with that nonsense
because they're so early in the development for Final Fantasy VII Remake. This would be the time to put development time into it.
Every third party going on the Switch says 5 that don't.
It isn't impossible. I do think we have a really good chance of seeing Persona 5 this E3 on Switch getting announced.
That'll be late. Lord King, can you play the bill, sir?
Final Fantasy Remake will be announced for Switch Pro later this year or early next year. That's from JD Gamer. Thank you for the $5 super chat, sir. I do appreciate it. And you will get me, you know, JD, that is now that we, you know, what you brought to the table. I do believe that is accurate. That might be true.
Oh my God. Continue, Lord Delapo. Lord King sees green and he gets into it a whole different
hey, it is
into pander mode.
It is what it is.
Continue, Lord.
But from like a first party standpoint, I think we're going to see some shakeups from like the franchises that we know. I really would like to see, and I hope they do this with Animal Crossing. I would like to see a fully multiplayer, like an online multiplayer version of Animal Crossing.
But you have Splatoon.
No, Animal Crossing isn't about fighting each other. Have you played Animal Crossing?
Look, did I not say at the beginning of the podcast? I don't mess with Animal Crossing, but I know it's got its fan base, so you can cool down with that.
It's about sneaking into other people's houses and looking at their furniture.
Right. No, but I think weird. A social element to it would actually, I feel like the Animal Crossing would really fan base would really take to that.
Right.
Plus, it would give me a reason to stick around past the first 5 minutes because it's a game about debt, and that's it's so dumb to me. But there's such a hardcore fan base around it. Very successful franchise. Yeah, I don't understand why, but I really do hope they do something to pull.
No doubt. So that's what you got for your mic drop, your moments that you need, Lord Delapo.
No, mine was the banjo thing. He took it. But yeah, no, I really do think banjo.
No doubt. Lord Addict, I need your mic drop moments, things that'll get you hyped for this direct.
Man, you know, people say they don't like remakes. But when it comes to Nintendo games, I'm about that remake. Like you.
Hold on, wait a second.
Super Cats come in and King must be fine.
We got 108 Dragons TV. Shout out to Lemetheus, my block brother. What's going on? Switch ports are hopeful. You
gotta say it really,
most of
really
the ports
good,
are done by side dev and not the main dev. Even Mortal Kombat 11 wasn't done by NetherRealm.
Right, they usually send it out to another team.
And you know what, Dragon? That's accurate what you just put in there. And I will say, I will say that is spot on, sir. That is spot on. Thank you for bringing that to the realm. We do appreciate that $5
has been bought off. Continue, Lord, Addict with your prediction.
Like, I think what I would be happy with is a Luigi's Mansion 3 release date, relatively close, probably like September-ish.
Halloween.
Oh, I know you want Luigi's
Mansion.
Mansion.
That makes sense.
I want that. I want a little bit more info on Pokemon, but I want them to do a whole 30 minutes on Pokemon.
So you want the whole direct, almost like
no, I don't. No, I said, but I don't want them to do a whole 30 minutes.
You want them to fold the direct.
Like I would be okay with like them ending it with like 7 or 8 minutes.
Nah, give them a good strong 2 minutes.
No, don't get it twisted. They're going to spend a good amount of this direct on that game.
Okay.
That's the probably one of their biggest games, if not their biggest game coming out this year.
I think it will be their biggest one.
Yeah, probably one of the biggest ones, man.
So and then my mic the drop moment.
Let's go. That's what I want to know.
Would be if they did what they did with the GameCube and they dropped a collection of all the Zeldas.
Oh, okay.
I would lose my mind if they did that.
Okay. Real quick, because I got to ask you that. I got Stealth and you in agreement.
Wait. Is this a pigs fly moment, or is this like real moments we think will happen? I mean, because I can say stuff too, but I'm just saying. I thought you wanted real stuff.
Oh my God!
I think that, look, I don't think that's going to happen, but I do think it could realistically happen. It probably won't happen.
I think that too. I just don't think they'd be like HD remakes. I think they would just.
I think they'll just port the 3DS versions.
Yeah. Okay. Let me I want to backtrack on your Zelda comment because you and actually Stealth Lord Addict, you guys have a bond when it comes to Zelda in reference to dungeons and in its place in Zelda games. So like, where do you both stand on that? You still in that pocket, Stealth and Addict? As far as the greatest Zelda games?
I think Breath of the Wild probably had the trashiest dungeons that's ever been in Zelda.
Wow. Stealth, to you.
Like, I don't even consider them dungeons. They're like the mini dungeons that you go before you go to the dungeons in the other Zeldas.
Lord Stealth, are you in agreement, sir?
I'm not sure I would call them trash, but
no, they're horrible.
Let's Stealth finish.
But because of how not great they were, like I've mentioned, I wouldn't put it in my top 5 Zelda games. But yeah, like dungeons are very, very important to me when it comes to Zelda.
Like I was going back and playing some of the older Zeldas, and then it hit me. Yeah, that Breath of the Wild had some really bad, really bad dungeons. Like
I thought their dungeons was wonderful. They were casual friendly. I thought they were delightful.
If you can literally go from one to the other, we're having to go across the map, open up the Megazords. You could literally probably do them all in 30 minutes.
Yep, and that's the best part about it. That's what I
like. The old Zeldas, regardless how many years you played, how many times you've played it. There's some Zeldas that literally will take you 2 hours to do, even if you know what everything.
I want that same exact team to work on the new Zelda. Same squad. Thank you. Same squad.
Confirm that you some type of a package of all the Zeldas. That would be like an ultimate.
It would. Like if they gave Wind Waker, Wind Waker or Majora's Mask would be enough.
Okay.
Because I think there's some of the best Zeldas out there. I think Twilight Princess. If I got Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, and Twilight Princess, and like that 3D bundle Link, Legend of Zelda, like that would be enough. They could even charge me $100 for that.
He said, we all know Nintendo's not bundling them games together when they can sell it to you separately.
Probably not, but. If they did that, I would
done it before.
Yeah, but they did it for the launch of a console. Like I think we're past that now.
Okay.
But I do think it could happen. Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not.
Why are we saying like Nintendo doesn't bundle games? They still bundle games. They just did like a Kirby pack on like the Wii, like and when the Wii was done, they did a combo pack for the Wii. So I don't. They can still bundle.
They're still selling the Wii for $400. Yo, would you stop with these dudes, man?
I'm just saying nothing is impossible.
Lord Hogue, is this out of the realm of possibility in your opinion?
I honestly don't know. I think they could do whatever they want, but I think it'll be exciting to watch.
Okay, fair enough. That's what you got it, right?
And probably besides that, I would just want some, more third-party stuff that is, portable friendly, like XCOM, stuff like that. Like I might joke around, but even if the Division 2 or Destiny 2 was on the Switch, I'm still not playing it on the Switch. Like I prefer games like XCOM, stuff that I can easily, go to the airport, play.
Man, XCOM, War of the Chosen, or something like that. Even if they went back to the first ones, I'd be happy.
Yeah, and that's all they got really do, because for the most part, like my Xbox, I play third party stuff. So my PC, I don't really do much on the PlayStation. Like the games that's coming out this year that I actually in any remotely anticipating are on the Switch. So
fair enough. Lord Sav, my Switch brethren.
Fraud brother. Fraud brothers.
The fraud brothers.
Hate, all this hate, man.
We need to win, to drop the mic on these boys. Let's
Put
go.
that thing back in your pocket.
So that King, you owe me knees, man. So you should be talking like, you owe me knees.
Don't follow that dizzy crap, man. Let's stop it. You ain't getting no knees.
I feel like you woke up on the wrong side of the bed
until that PlayStation 5 show up, because he ain't playing no games all week. He frauds. When that PlayStation 5 show up and you gotta swipe it, that's when your knees will show up. Until then, sir, continue with
and I'm getting wide angle knees.
You can get all the wide angle whatever you want. I want your camera on when you bending them knees. I don't want to hear nothing you talking about.
That's the only time you get a camera on.
Yeah, that's right.
Bending no knees.
That's right. So make sure that camera is on. I want the 4K
Yo,
news.
why is it that you guys love me, man? You guys really love to jump in on my segments.
You
man.
the one that attacked me. You the one that opened the door.
Oh, as soon as Lord Sovereign comes, it's
Somebody's grumpy. Somebody get him a Snickers.
Continue, sir. We need your prediction, sir.
So, just simple predictions up front, like things that could happen, like more Wii U stuff. I could see Pikmin getting converted and brought to the Switch. I can see Samus Returns finally coming to the Switch from the 3DS. I can see that happening.
Hold on. JD Gamer with the $2 super chat. Somebody tell me who's been bending the knees.
Not yet.
Not yet, though. The most recent knee bending.
JD, now that you asked that question, let me give you the one true answer. Sony has been bending them knees. There you go, JD. Thank you for bringing it to the realm. I do appreciate that. You all right, JD. That is true. They are bending knees out here. They are bending knees.
Legendary right now. Continue.
Yo, for real, this is ridiculous.
What's going on, brother? Good
so
stuff,
beyond that, yeah, maybe Prime Trilogy. We do get that at some point. I don't know. It might be. I don't think we're getting any Metroid Prime 4 stuff. So, and not even an announcement or anything, or trailer or anything like that. So I maybe Prime Trilogy. Maybe something that's kind of out there. I think maybe we get Apex Legends on the Switch.
Oh. EA?
I think so, man. I think so. Like, I think why not? They've already proven that it can run on a phone. So.
Hold on. Hey, Dizzy, what's going on, baby? How you?
Yeah, you read that one. Read that one out.
You gotta read it without you. Hold up, you gotta read it without you making accent, because that's epic.
Shea butter lotion knees to solve till this day. Please like and subscribe. Yo, you know what? Time out. I must say, Dizzy, you might be on to something. And they must. Hit that like button because it's 79 of you. Now, all that other stuff that you wrote in is crap. But I do say like, subscribe. That is fantastic, Dizzy. You have brought up a great point.
Thank you. Come again.
Continue.
So yeah, I think Apex, they've already proven it can run on phone. So I don't see why it's not going to come to the Switch. That would be a cool little. I would say a boon, because I think it's. I don't want to say it's dying down on consoles and PC, but it's kind of plateaued a little bit. They could jumpstart a little bit by putting it on there. But for me, the mic drop moment would be anything that involves Microsoft coming out on stage. Woo! And like I said before, I think we're going to hear more. I think all the experiments they've had in Japan with the streaming and the cloud stuff, I think they're finally going to bring that over. Since Microsoft said they're going big on cloud, it would make sense that Nintendo have something there to talk about as well if that partnership continues. So for me, Phil coming out on stage, somebody coming out on stage talking about, whatever their cloud service on Azure or xCloud on the Switch, showing off. I guess they had Resident Evil 7, they had AC Odyssey. So something involving that would be great. I think it's a mic drop moment for me.
Oh, King, I need your mic drop moments. What would get you excited?
Okay, now all this hyperbole stuff is out of the way. And wishing on the star stuff is gone. I want Nintendo to actually release the restraints that they put on the Switch. There's 3 different modes that your Switch runs at. Shout out to Digital Foundry for putting this information out there. And I want them to release the Switch because when we went to PAX, we saw these Switch games running beautifully, right? So and this is why I don't think there's hardware that's in the future. This is why I gotta say Stealth is right on this part. There won't be any hardware announcement. You've been purposely holding your system back that you can release the secret sauce and allow these games to actually take advantage of it and show what the Switch can really do. We knew since the Switch was basically a trimmed down version of the NVIDIA Shield. And the NVIDIA Shield is a very powerful system. And I just wanted the Switch to live up to that power spec of it. So if we can get them to release that and allow the games to run in an optimized fashion, I would love that. That would be my mic drop moment. And as far as them saying something like, okay, since I was doing hyperbole, and maybe it might happen. Me personally, I know Game Pass is coming, and hopefully it comes this year.
Ooh, that'll be fire, man. I would love that kind of stuff. Yeah, you guys are pretty much on it. I mean, we're all on the same type of time. For me, ain't nobody mentioned my astral chains. I would love more information. And I'm super hyped for that, despite the Lapos hate for platinum. You know?
I think that's their turn to drop the ball.
You know what I'm saying? Well, we see. We got to see, man. Everything I've seen so far looks okay. But Metro Prime 4, that would be crazy. I think that'd be nice. Let me see. Yeah, I think I'm with Stealth. I think definitely another Smash character gets announced because I believe they have like a tournament going on during that time with E3, part of their announcements and stuff like that. Hopefully, Animal Crossing. Spicy takes now. Let's see. I would hope that would be lit if that Final Fantasy VII remake, y'all, could somehow get announced. I mean, we know, like I said, Stealth is on it. Like, we know that relationship is there. The question is, like Addict said, can it run it though? You're
gonna get pocket mode.
Yeah, you got pocket Final Fantasy 15.
I don't know. That's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get pocket Final Fantasy Remix 7 pocket mode.
One would hope that these guys are working feverishly to try to get that thing on there, depending on the engine and stuff like that. And me personally, and I think Hoga appreciates it, I want that Discord app partnership. Because clearly the online has not been where they at. And a shout out to Discord. They put out a tweet recently. People were asking them like, hey, would you ever consider, bringing the app over to Nintendo? And they said, yeah, we have no problem. It's up to Nintendo to agree on it. So they want to be in business with them. And it's very interesting. I know it's a sensitive thing. I know Nintendo does not just automatically allow people in on the back end. And there's probably some security concerns.
Question.
Yes.
Would you be okay if they did bring Discord, but it was behind the paywall?
Yes, I would pay. I'd have no problem paying. I mean, listen, Stealth, as far as the price of entry,
I think that's the only way that would ever happen.
Right.
If it was behind their paywall.
It's so cheap. I mean, do you think it's out of the realm of possibility stuff with this Discord thing?
I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility. How likely is that? I'm not really sure, but
what do you think is more of the holding up? Is just the fact that Nintendo wouldn't probably allow that type of sensitive information exchange, or like
that probably has a lot to do with it.
Okay, I see what you're saying. It'll be interesting, man, because definitely that to me, we're going to talk about the Achilles heel has always been online infrastructure. You know what I'm saying? And despite SDKs, I believe Vivox, they're coming out with stuff, and they've gotten Fortnite and all that stuff to play nice together in voice chat, but it's not universal across all the games. So that's my thing. And I know shout out to Unreal, because Unreal in their latest SDKs, and that's supposed to be coming to Mortal Kombat 11 later on, they're talking about that integration. They're talking about the messaging, the cross-play, the cross-progression, all that good stuff. So it's like, it's there. We know physically the Switch can do it. I've talked about this many prediction shows already. You know what I'm saying? So please, if not Discord, and if not that, then damn it, Bowser, you bring Phil Spencer out on that bring him out, and you say, hey, due to our partnership, and then it's a trifecta of global Azure love and everyone's kumbaya, all together. Because, man, that's the only thing they need. They have a great system, fantastic games. but that infrastructure, man. And I'm just not of the mindset that,
just download the app.
Yeah, no, that app, we all know that app is in the bushes. Like, no one's using that app. It's not across the board. It's just too much of a mess, kind of thing. And yeah, that's where I'm at with it, as far as what I would like to see from them, as far as laughing.
It just goes under the radar that everybody yells out, Microsoft saves us. And then when they actually jump in and say, they be like, no, we wasn't really drowning. Oh boy.
Oh man. Let's move on. All right, so let's double up on two topics, which is the alliances, and then so we kind of did Achilles heel already, but I want to see alliances and I want to talk about disappointment. So let's start with Lord Hope. As far as alliances, right? We know, obviously we heard about the big, the talks and stuff like that with Microsoft and Sony and stuff like that. And, with Microsoft in general and Nintendo, what I'm saying? Like, could you see anything like that going on? Do you think that maybe things may already be in the work? And then the second part to my question is, as far as the direct, what would upset you? What would you not want to see?
Well, I think in terms of alliances, I think you can continue to expect Microsoft and Nintendo to strengthen their relationship. Cuphead, I suspect, was only the beginning. Microsoft from on high, which we've talked about before, but it's clearly not driven by its gaming revenue. Gaming is a infinitesimally small portion of the Microsoft empire. And so they want to get people in bed with them on Azure and on any number of other things. And so they're going to continue down that road. And I think that's going to benefit Nintendo. In terms of competition, I think both Microsoft and Sony view Nintendo as supplemental to their product, because Nintendo can't necessarily run, name your high triple N game, your God of War, your Days Gone, your Halo, whatever it is. It's not competing in that space. And so it's always going to be a possibility to have an Xbox and a Switch to work conveniently together. And so I think that's going to continue to get stronger. I think Microsoft is going to continue to explore services and software even more than its hardware space and its living room solution. And so I think that's going to continue and get even stronger. In terms of disappointments,
yes,
I guess if Nintendo had an E3 where they had absolutely no surprises at all, where it was just Fire Emblem and Pokemon and Animal Crossing and Mario Maker, I know a lot of people are excited about these games. I will probably wind up buying all these games because I can't help myself and I buy everything. But it's not anything that is exciting to me as a Super Mario Odyssey and a Zelda Breath of the Wild and those kinds of things. So I think the real disappointment would be nothing surprising. And sometimes Nintendo Directs are like that. Sometimes you got Reggie on the front, not anymore, but you've got Reggie on the front saying, wait until the end. And you get to the end and you're like, well, that wasn't anything. And sometimes their own kind of theatricality gets the better of them. And I think that's really the only way they could stub their foot here, is if they get you pumped and excited for something, and then that something turns out to be new Joy-Con colors. That's the kind of thing that I've seen Nintendo do in the past, and they always kind of run that risk. So I think for the most part, I'm going to take it chill. I'm going to expect nothing, and I'm going to let them surprise me. I do think there's a wide opening for them, with Sony essentially opting out and Electronic Arts and some of the other third-party publishers opting out, that Nintendo could really control this E3 if they come out with a strong message. And so that's my expectation. And I think really the only disappointment would be if they don't come out strong and if they don't reveal anything I don't already know about.
Fair enough. Lord Stealth, alliances and then disappointments. Let's get your takes on these two.
Yeah, I agree with kind of the sentiment going around with Microsoft. Would I be surprised if both Ori games are announced for Switch at E3 or Rare Replay? No, I wouldn't. I'm not sure like whose conference would be announced at, but Microsoft did say that Cuphead was just the start. So stuff is happening. In terms of other partnerships, Nintendo will probably continue with what they're doing in partnering with Japanese companies, Capcom, Capcom, Square, Level 5, Koei Tecmo. Those are the partners that they're really most comfortable with.
Fair enough. Now let's get into the disappointments, Lord Stealth. What would upset you at this direct?
Well, it wouldn't upset me so much as disappoint me, but any delays from the games that they've constantly said are 2019, that would disappoint me. Animal Crossing, Luigi's Mansion, they've said 2019. If that got delayed out, that would disappoint / upset me. I think they'll have a few first party announcements. I'd like it better paced than it was last year. 30 minutes on Smash was a little too much. And I'm a huge fan of it. They could have done that at the Treehouse. They really could have.
Yes,
and the directs that happened in September and the one that happened in February, both way better than the one at E3 where it was like at max it was like 2 minutes.
Agreed.
For an announcement, and they just rapid fire them.
Yep.
I don't think any game is going to get 30 minutes.
Thank God.
I mean, Animal Crossing is going to get a lot of time, but it's not going to get 30 minutes.
I am so with you. I am hoping everything you say is true because that Smash Direct killed me, Lord. I mean, as great as the game is, I'm like, you could, like you said, save it for the Treehouse.
Yeah, I mean, in the moment, I loved it because I was in the moment and everything was so hype. I loved it. But then the next day, I looked back, and even like the weeks to follow, there were a lot of Switch announcements that weren't at E3, but just were dropped. I'm like, that would have been cool at E3. That would have been cool at E3. And then I started to think, they probably could have fit 10 new third-party game announcements in there. That happened like 2 weeks after E3. Absolutely. That they couldn't because it was 30 minutes of Smash Brothers. And, honestly, that trailer alone would have been enough. But then when he started getting into the deep dives of all the characters, that stuff could have been in the Treehouse.
Yeah, it went off the rails at that point.
All right, hold that point. There it is. My man, Philly Eagle, what's going on? Good day, everyone. Been a while. Glad to catch at least part of it one live. Already know the show will be fire. Tap that like button. Yes,
thank you, brother.
What, appreciate you, Philly Eagle. I gotta say, you are right with that tap that button, baby. And the show is live. You have brought a very, very good thing to the table. I do appreciate you, sir. Thank
appreciate the green in your font.
You're on to something, Phil.
Oh my God. These guys see green font, don't know how to act. But anyway, Steph, that was your last disappointment. Was that the last, very, very last one as far as the length of the conference? With just a single title focus.
Yeah, mostly would be if any game got delayed. That would really annoy me.
All right, Lord Delapo, alliances, disappointments.
So as far as like games and things like that, I don't see Nintendo giving Microsoft anything. We haven't seen them do it. So I don't know,
right.
But I could, like, if they're gonna give them something, it's gonna be like something out of their like D tier, C tier, something.
Yeah,
like that.
well, Microsoft needs Nintendo a lot more than Nintendo needs Microsoft.
Oh yeah,
you don't upset Kings though.
This is true. I mean, that might be true on a game standpoint, but we all know your internet piss poor. We all know who definitely need who when it comes to that.
But ask the millions who don't care. They bought the system. They're still playing the system.
You know
they're
what?
buying
That
their
is true.
first-party titles. They're exclusive.
But listen, a lot of people need to be shown things. And once they're shown a better world, they can't go back.
I wish I could talk smack on Splatoon. I wish I could.
Yeah. Okay? Soon you will.
But Nintendo's specifically locking me out because they know I would roast these children. So,
so are you saying that you're the reason that we can't have nice things?
Oh, absolutely. I'm so toxic, dude. I'm not even going to hide it. I'm so toxic.
Continue this Nintendo love. I love it.
But I would like to see you guys get like, at least Bayonetta 2, something like that, or Bayonetta 2 and 3 or something, because I feel like that's more in line with what, your fan base is about. Though it may be Japanese, it's still, an action-based game. It doesn't look as quote-unquote cartoony as other Nintendo, titles and things like that. So I feel like the demographic would be more in line there. Maybe even Splatoon because it's a shooter, something like that. But I would love to see Ori come to the Nintendo Switch. I think it would be really awesome there.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I played the first. I really like on Game Pass. Game Pass is so freaking dope. Okay, guys. But that gave me the experience of having Ori because I wasn't an Xbox person, and that game, it's something else.
Yeah,
it's something else. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful title, and so I think that would do really awesome in the Switch ecosystem.
What about disappointment, sir? What would upset you? What would you pissed off?
I say this every year, and they do it every year. I need, like, the Switch has something for almost everyone except for like shooter lovers. Like multiplayer shooter levels. Like, we don't have anything there. We don't have COD, Battlefield, nothing like that. And it's really disappointing because I would love to be able to play those like on my couch or something like that. Just sitting there and talking.
Hey, you got Modern Combat, the phone game that just came out. Modern Combat's available now. You can
wait a minute.
Shout out to Attic. Attic, would you like to read that, sir? Since you
hello. How are you? Go ahead, Attic. Go for it.
Rest in peace, Dominic Brazil. Also, the Switch is trash. Thank you, Lucan.
Wait, Luker, you might be on to something.
Thank you for your $2 super chat and slander of the Switch. Thank you,
I might say this. He is right. Rest in peace to Dominic Brazil, because I think he's still waking up from that concussion. I really think so.
Continue to elaborate with your disappointment, sir.
Yeah, no, I would really like to see just some sort of announcement to satiate that market, because it is there. There are gamers who want to be able to play those types of titles on their Switch, and I just need some shooters. I need some really hardcore shooters.
Fair enough. All right, Lord Attic, man, let's wrap this things up because we got the Lords as we get out of here. We need alliances and disappointments. So, alliances, you still think this thing with Microsoft or whatever might have happened, and then what would disappoint you?
I think it definitely happened. Regardless what people seem to think that money isn't enough reason to exchange technology like that. Like, people really be out here thinking that like Microsoft needs some Nintendo IPs to sell them services. It don't work like that.
You do need games though. Come on, Attic.
Microsoft's got a service. They sell it to them. Like, what more you guys want? Like, do you guys want? Okay, this is what we're gonna do. Okay, we're gonna okay. You got that Mario over there. Okay, we want that. We'll let you use these Azure services, and you can use the Mario. That's what we're gonna do. It doesn't work like that.
Thank you, sir. I do appreciate.
They're gonna be like, okay, we need those services, and be like, all right, how much? That's literally how that conversation is gonna go. And disappointment.
Yeah,
they've been getting a lot better on it. But I kind of want more focus on the Switch and not the 3DS.
Yeah. Do you think this is the year that we finally transition over as far as?
Absolutely not. They're going to announce a new color for the
another
2DS.
Tell them,
the 2DS XXL.
I don't know. I think that we're starting to get away a little bit from it, because if you think about it, like the Pokemon games weren't announced on the 3DS. That's what they'll probably do. They'll announce the Pokemon games on the 3DS.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any 3DS games. They were pretty clear in their blurb that it was only Switch games.
Thank God. Thank you, Stealth.
And even the last two Directs didn't have any 3DS games.
Oh, thank God! Please.
Like,
okay.
Actually, I forgot. Can I say one more?
Go for it.
One more mic drop real quick. I just remembered.
Yeah, go for it.
I would love Bravery Default.
Yeah, me too.
I love those games come over.
I would lose my mind.
Woo! No
those are like the hardcore like Final Fantasy era days when they were at their height. I would love that. To be honest with you, I could see Microsoft dropping the ball for Nintendo this year. Like,
pretty much, you got Nintendo kind of like was it?
They got a roadmap that they would literally everyone there needs to be fired if they mess up.
I forgot who said it, but someone said kind of like cruise control mode, where even if
they are Sony last year.
Okay.
We're gonna move through a church and meet zombies.
You mean they're gonna have everyone leave the one location to go to relocate to another location?
Oh my God.
Will there be any musical instrument playing?
I don't know, man.
Flute Man already been purchased by Microsoft. So.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, shout out to Big Money. He agreed with you. He said Bravery Default would be clutch, man. Man. Listen,
now I want an Octopath Traveler sequel. I hope you're happy.
You know what I would like to hold? An Octopath Traveler price reduction. Can we get that? Can we ever get a sale on this game, man?
Does Nintendo
doesn't
do
do
sales on
sales.
anything?
It is.
Don't do
It's
sales.
you can. It's called buy it on Steam when it comes
Oh
out.
my but I'm like, guys, can it come down from 6 to 7?
It's like cartridge tax.
I don't think that. Like I haven't played it.
It has
but from
nothing
what
to
I've
do with
been
the cartridge
told.
tax.
It's not
I'm
worth
telling
60.
you.
Yeah.
Nintendo is straight like it's the mafia with their game price.
It
I don't
really
know.
is. But the
Because
you
they
know,
know you'll pay for it. Though. Like,
they know
that's the
you're gonna pay
thing.
for it. At the end of the
And
day,
the thing is, you're not getting the reductions on hard copies.
Yes.
Like you sooner see a digital reduction in price than on.
I think they're
an
getting a
actual
little
card.
bit better though.
That's no, because it's a psychological thing. Like you associate, like when you see two things, you associate like the thing with like a higher price tag with higher quality. Yeah.
Well,
Like
Octopath
RPG, like
actually
it's
is part of
better.
that. Octopath is part of Nintendo's voucher program, so you technically can get
Oh, can we
$20
talk
cheaper.
about that real quick? That is clever. I like that.
The voucher program, because I definitely want to get Hulk and Stealth on that. But Lord King, would you do the honors, sir?
Shout out to my man Jonathan B for the $5 super chat. Salute, Lords. We need to put some more respect on Azur's name. Nintendo Online is looking.
Like Cersei in the basement of King's Landing. Wow.
Yo,
Wow, Jonathan B. That's what
You
we're
might be
doing.
onto something there,
yo,
John.
Jonathan B, you might be on something, brother. I mean, this is true. You are right, sir, and I do appreciate that.
Jonathan, you bring such an aspect
Jonathan
to the
B.
podcast.
I am very full right now with all that's going on.
I did not expect you to say that.
Yo, good
I do
point.
apologize.
Good point. I gotta get Hulk. I gotta get Stealth on this. We didn't even talk about it, Attic. You made a great point. As far as the voucher program, we didn't even talk about that. Like, how do we feel about it? Is this Nintendo finally being a little bit more consumer friendly, especially in the digital space? Where you at, Hulk? What you think?
I got to be honest with you. You guys got to tell me what the heck the voucher program is.
I mean, I could explain it quickly.
Sure.
It's so basically.
It was announced in the last direct, wasn't it?
I apologize. I don't love Mario Maker. I didn't catch the direct.
So basically, digitally, Nintendo is taking a list of games that are still $59.99. Some of them a little cheaper, but still you'll get a discount. So basically, you can buy two $59.99 games or $49.99 games together for $100.
You know what that means, Hope, don't you?
So basically, you save $20 more or less if you buy digitally. And this is a way for them to lower the price a little bit, but then have you buy two games.
You know what that is,
pre-orders as well.
That means you can finally get that 1-2 switch that you've been saving for.
Actually, that's part of the list.
I'm happy to duel with any of you when you like. No, that's the same solution.
Square, Capcom.
That's the same solution that a number of folks came up with in the early days of the App Store at Apple, because they had the 99-cent price minimum, and some people wanted to sell it for 50 cents or what have you, because that's the development cost that they wanted to put in. So they got together. These separate developers got together and wound up selling packages of things for 99 cents and whatnot. So, I mean, I think it psychologically gives you what Nintendo wants to do, which is they want to have in your head, these things are $60 or $40, whatever their full retail price is, and they never go down. You're never going to get a discount on those. They want to retain that value. And in fact, if you're following the PC space, that's exactly the kind of thing that you're seeing in the Epic Game Store right now. I know we're not talking about that today, but when a number of companies took their product
we can always talk about the Epic Games.
with the sale, that's in my opinion, that was a communication failure between Epic and some of their developers, because some of their developers aren't comfortable reducing the psychological brain space for what the value of their game is right now, and certainly in a pre-order location. So this makes a lot of sense to me for what Nintendo wants to do, which is they want to hold the $60 price for that game, but they want you to be able to get it for $50 as long as you're also giving them more money. So,
but the really smart thing about it is all new summer games are going to be compatible with this. So Mario Maker, Fire Emblem, Marvel. So you can buy these new games. You can buy two of them together for cheaper digitally.
But do you think they'll do that with Pokemon? Yeah, both versions
good
are
question.
100.
I think they'd easily do that because they would.
Yeah, I think so.
A lot of people, they'll buy both for Pokemon games.
Yeah.
Oh, you could just buy both of them for.
It's disgusting how many Pokemon people buy both versions. I don't even know why they do it.
Because there's different monsters inside different.
Now,
but you can easily
I know why
trade
they
them. You don't
do it,
even
but-
have to do it.
Because
It's
it's
trade now, and the
both-
trade system's so busted now. It doesn't even matter. You can get exactly the Pokemon you want online.
Now, one thing they said about
gonna
these vouchers, they said that these things were for a limited time too.
Yeah.
And if there's anybody that I expect to stick to something like that, is Nintendo.
It's basically through the summer. But still, even having
think they're
those
gonna
summer
keep it.
games
they're
compatible
gonna
means
keep it.
a lot of people are going to buy Switches over the summer.
This is an impressive list, though. I mean, I'm looking at it right now. You got Shazina
Will you
Break
put that?
Chronicles
Will
2.
you put that in the Google Hangout chat?
Yeah, I'll definitely try to put that up.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally every Nintendo first-party game that they've published from 2017 to now.
So again, it's a 2-for-1 kind of a situation. You must buy.
For a Benjamin.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, these guys.
Shout out to Nintendo.
It's the mafia,
doing-
bro. I'm telling you.
Shout out to Nintendo doing
I mean,
Nintendo things.
let's be real, okay? They're really stubborn when it comes to a lot of things, but they do have a lot of consumer friendly stuff. Like they got the rewards program. Like I've literally bought a whole $60 title just from buying games. Like sure everyone else has that. They got the voucher program now. Like Nintendo is far behind on a lot of stuff, but they do low key.
And you get 500 gold coins if you buy the voucher.
And I think
God.
I actually
Oh,
think
Nintendo.
I think Nintendo's Mario Maker deal is maybe even better. Is for $70 you get Mario Maker
And a
and
year of
12 months
live.
of online.
Yeah.
So you save.
That's the one I'm gonna buy.
Yeah, so basically it's $10 for a year of online, which Nintendo's online isn't nearly as good as Sony or Microsoft, but $10 for a year, that's crazy.
And you get the NES games.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you get Tetris.
guys got
There you go. I mean, it's not that bad. Look at you. We got Super Mario Maker 2 on it, Zelda 1,
And I'm
2.
learning things.
You know how many people that's gonna
like-
pick up a Switch and pick up Zelda and Odyssey?
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. Kirby All
And
Stars.
Smash is on there too.
Smash is on there. The
That's the
Let's
big one.
Goes. Okay. Yeah, because those need to go down in price.
It's obviously not Game Pass. I mean,
Yeah.
Game Pass is still the best possible thing you can do.
King.
I set up my dad with an Xbox and a Game Pass, and he was happy as a pig in slop for months and months and months and months.
Tell them about that, Hogue. Tell them about what Game Pass do for people.
Well, at the time that I got it for my father, I think Game Pass was offering 3 months for $1 or something along
That's
those
right.
lines. So,
That's right.
so yeah, he wound up playing all sorts of things, and I think it's about 150 games. It's to me, this is the same kind of thing. They're trying to move into a space
200,
Nintendo
sir.
is.
200, sir. 200.
Don't let me badmouth Xbox. I'm in favor of the Game Pass, mind you. I got to play Crackdown 3, and then I didn't have to play it anymore.
and Hogue, I would like to ask you, who did that for you? Hogue? Who did that for you?
Well, Xbox made Crackdown 3 and gave it to me for $1, so it was great.
That's right, Hogue, and you had such a great time. Hogue.
Well, I might have overpaid a bit, but that's all right.
There we go. But as long as you engaged, Hogue, as long as you engaged, that's all we were looking for. Those engagement numbers.
Yo, y'all
Hogue.
out of control. Yo, shout out to Octopath Traveler being on this. And King, you got fitness boxing on this list now. I don't want to
Listen, let me explain something to you. That list does not enthuse me. I'm not even looking at your list, sir. Nintendo being Nintendo does not surprise me, sir. Unless that list says Game Pass, brother,
I think game
don't
vouchers
care.
a good thing.
I think it's a
Like imagine
robbery.
Imagine people that pick up the Switch and they can get that 1-2 switch or something. Like
No, but I think it's a good thing. Like if you're gonna buy a new Switch and they have voucher available, you can get 2 games for cheaper. Like that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
You know what'd
it's
be- you know
basically
what'd
a way
be
to build a
awesome?
library.
You know what'd be awesome? If they can get their version of Game Pass and all those first party games is free. That will be super awesome. But that buy 2 for the discount, so y'all are so brainwashed. It is killing me. No, man, y'all drinking the whole Kool-Aid and nothing but the Kool-Aid. Like, okay,
hey, this Kool-Aid's good over here, man.
yeah, but listen, and I feel you when you said I'm buying these 2 games anyway. I'm saving $20. Great.
Right.
Yo,
Yeah, no.
Stitch, shout out to Stitch for just putting $2 in and not saying anything.
Stitch,
you know something, Stitch?
You on to
You on to something, Stitch. And I do appreciate you bringing $2 to the room. Thank you.
All right. Who has that stuff? I'm sorry.
I think it sounds like a good thing, but I think King is right insofar as Nintendo has set us on this $60 path. Otherwise, if we're looking at an Xbox or a PlayStation game and it's from 2017 and they reduce it out of the goodness of their heart to $50, I don't think we'd be having the same kind of conversation.
Yeah, I mean, you also have to understand that Nintendo's selling more software on Switch than pretty much any system they ever have. So they really have, they're only doing what the market is telling them to do.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I do have a quick question that I want you guys to answer real quick.
Mm-hmm.
The top 3 indies that's on the Switch.
No, that's
who are you asking?
So many.
I would definitely include Golf Story in that.
Yeah, Golf Story's lit.
I had to put Moonlighters as my number 1.
Moonlighter, Dead Cells.
I'm gonna do an addict right now. Mute my
Into the
mic.
Breach.
No, I say pass. Thank you. I don't mute my mic.
Yeah, damn, it's so many.
Messenger.
Oh, the Messenger, that's mine. Yeah, that's my baby. Shout out to my boys over there. You know what I mean?
Is one of the best games on the
Celeste.
Celeste. Oh yeah, Celeste, man.
I'd go Dead Cells, Shovel Knight, and I think really Masquerada that I was telling you about earlier.
Yeah.
This is a lesson that Sony needs to learn. Don't ever bite the hand that feeds you. All right?
Why?
Because indies are doing something really awesome for the Switch. And Switch is doing something awesome for the PlayStation. They've effectively ignored the start that indies gave them.
Oh, okay. You're talking about from the start, right?
Yeah.
When they had, like, and all that stuff early. I mean, I think it was more of, I don't know. It's one of those things.
They didn't have any games, sir. And when they got their games, they threw y'all right back into the bushes.
Yes, but that's bad. You don't see how that's bad? That's so bad.
Listen, I mean, it's not as bad as them, as far as they're translating to their sales. I mean, they're doing quite well with what they have. I mean,
and then I got another one to hit you with.
What's up?
What is the best game on the Switch?
Come on, man. That's
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, I gotta say Breath of the Wild.
I know Zelda ain't saying Breath of the Wild.
No, it wasn't the best Zelda game, but it's still a great game. Like,
I would say,
Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze.
I gotta say Breath of the Wild just because I
All right, shout out to Stitch with the $2 super chat. I guess you found out what you wanted to say. King to the bushes with Nintendo. Oh man, you throwing me in the bushes, but you might be on to something with that. I might have to go in the bushes with Nintendo because that's where they at, right?
Hey, Jonathan B, man. If you say that again, I'm gonna have to time you out. I'm gonna have to. Like, you can't put Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle in anything that's the best game on the Switch.
I really like that game.
Yeah, I would say Breath of the Wild just because
I'd rather count spiders.
What are you talking about, Attic? You see something?
Yo, you funny. I would say Breath of the Wild only for the simple fact that I'll never forget that trailer and how influential it was to selling Switches, to make people believe in Switch. Like, I'll never forget him climbing up the wall and the music and it just how it looked, and just when we got it, just that full, open world experience. And people were like, I think it really converted a lot of people into home console like experiences on the go, and the impact was tremendous. I think that once they rode that wave, it was no looking back. So yeah, I have to say Breath of the Wild in that opinion. Stuff. What do you have as your top Switch game?
Well, I talk about it quite frequently, but Xenoblade 2 is probably my favorite Switch game.
I was gonna say Xenoblade. Woo! How many hours, sir? How many hours?
Oh my God, 500 at least.
Man, you watched 500 hours of a PowerPoint show. Wow.
Disrespect. They've been patched, sir.
I gotta go back and try it again. I played it when it first came out. I actually was really enjoying it, but it was running really bad on my end. Like, yeah,
I mean, it's better in TV mode, but in my opinion, it's better than Final Fantasy 15. It's better than Persona 5. It's the best RPG. It's the best JRPG this generation by far, in my opinion. And maybe that's kind of
marshmallow
I'll stick to it.
Stick to it, Stealth.
A marshmallow being cooked on the oven's better than 15.
I'm sticking to my convictions.
That's what I want to hear, man. Real quick, 'cause we got to get out of here, and I didn't get Saul's predictions. I didn't get his mic drops, man.
No, you got that. The alliances. Well, like I said before, the alliances for me was the Microsoft thing. think the alliances, again, it goes back to the Microsoft thing. Microsoft's going big on cloud. It would make sense for Nintendo to make some mention of that. Like I said, like they tested all this stuff in Japan. Say, do you really think like the Nintendo, the Sony announcement with Microsoft was by accident as well? Like you got to remember all these companies are realizing that a unified message on something that they all want to do is the only way to really sell this stuff and move it forward. Like if they start acting like, oh, I don't care about cloud, I don't care about this, it's gonna segment the entire industry. And because if we look back, if Microsoft had gone all in on VR the same way that Sony did, and if Nintendo had done the same thing at the same time as Sony did, VR would be in a different place than it is now, right? And so I think they realized that, and the messaging behind cloud is going to be a unified front message. So I think it would make sense that they say something about cloud. And Microsoft being on the stage is what I think, would push that forward. Now something that I don't want to see, I don't want to hear anything about Nintendo Online. Like I don't want to hear unless you're telling me like you're adding SNES games, N64, and GameCube games. If you're adding the entire library or something like that, at least give me a framework for when that's gonna happen. I don't want to hear about changes that you've made to the UI. I don't want to hear about none of it. I don't want to know. No, I'm sorry. And in terms of the hardware, I'll be honest, like we're 2 weeks away. This is around the time 3 weeks away. This is around the time that people start actually leaking stuff like that's actually real, or just talking about stuff they don't plan to talk about at E3. So I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that they talk about if the Mini is real and coming this year. They could talk about it before E3.
Stealth says no. Stealth says no hardware, man. They shut us down.
No, before E3. In the next 3 weeks, before E3.
Lie as far as okay. You gotta say it's semantics then. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm saying it's not. They won't talk about. They'll announce it beforehand. Not during E3. They'll announce it beforehand. We still got a couple weeks out, so you never know.
Attic, you got a question before King does his alliances and thing and what you call it? Disappointment?
Yeah. I'll do it after he does his.
Right. King, alliances, disappointments of this direct.
Alliances, Microsoft, like everybody else, knows what's gonna happen. You know they're inevitable. Yeah. Like it's just just make it official. Put the ring on it. Just put the ring on it. You got her out here all flopping around. No, put the ring on her. Stop it already. You sitting there talking to other people. No, don't do that. You put the ring on Sony. Put the ring on Nintendo. All right. Disappointments.
Yes. What would you hate, despise? You saw that direct.
No. Okay. Well, being that y'all put this new thing that they're doing with the swap in the game and the sales, that kind of scares me into thinking that Game Pass will not be available for that. In any form or fashion while they're rolling out this get your wallet production thing. My disappointment would be if they do the same thing that they did last year, or like the Smash Brothers with any type of game, any game, if it lasts long, 30 minutes and doing. Listen, I would love to see more games. I look forward to your directs so y'all can give me that rapid fire. It kind of lost the mood of what a direct was, and it seemed like a homage to Smash Brothers. So I don't want that. I want people to stay engaged. So I don't want to lose interest in a game just because you oversaturated it to me. So just show multiple games, show what you got coming for this year. Just a little bit more of Metroid. So my disappointment would be if they actually just stick on one game and just drag it out.
No, I feel you on that. Attic, well, you got something to say before I go when we wrap up?
Yeah, before we wrap up, I had one thing. One more question. What game are you guys the most hyped for? The Switch?
Zelda. That's Zelda.
Oh, you already know for me it's Astral Train. You already know. We move on.
I think for me it's Pokemon.
Yeah, mine's Pokemon too.
Oh.
But the fact that they have so many games that we haven't really even seen any of that we know are coming out this year is pretty exciting.
The better question to you is what starter are you using?
I'm gonna have to see what the final evolution is for that.
We gotta see what the looks like at the end, man. We gotta see where we going before we pick where we
Shout out to JD Gamer King.
Oh, JD Gamer, what's up? We will see Nintendo on Microsoft. Yeah, I said that already. Like, I really honestly believe, and this is going into Sony show and Microsoft prediction show. I really honestly believe Sony bent the knee to show up on Microsoft stage. That's a mic drop moment, in my opinion. I believe that Nintendo can show up on Microsoft stage. What way can Microsoft really shut E3 down? They already preemptively shut it down early. So, yeah, I do. I agree with what you're saying, JD Gamer. Seriously, on all seriousness, we do appreciate everybody contributing to Super Chat, but I do, and I will hope that will happen because I would like us to get back to everybody, you know, like if you have a Nintendo, I go over your house if I don't have it, you know, and all this bickering in between systems is not really necessary.
No doubt. Hogue, did you say your most anticipated game?
No, I didn't. It's probably Pokemon, although I didn't particularly love the Direct so far. I'm looking forward to seeing what else they've got in terms of that game.
No doubt. Solve.
For me, you'd be surprised. I think it's the Ultimate Alliance for me. Like, I'm gonna be honest, just because I wasn't a big fan of the other ones, but that, you know, that new hero camera angle, like that sort of third person behind the back thing, like I prefer to play games like that. So that for me, it has me really excited about that game.
And I wouldn't even be mad if they milked me for DLC for extra characters.
Oh yeah, you know I'm all in on that. I'm all in. Just the big box of that, but mine is that Zelda.
Shout out to Game Informer. They're doing a tremendous expose on it right now. So Miles Morales in there, man. It looks like they've got a lot of characters. So I'm definitely that's something I forgot about. Ultimate Lineup, man, that looks good. Yeah, man. And as far as for me, I'll wrap up. Alliances. Everyone, you know, the round table is in agreement. We all think the Microsoft thing possibly is inevitable, most likely. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. We know the talks were early, you know, and we'll see if they continue and maybe manifest itself on the stage. For me, again, I'm in agreement with a lot of lords here. The one game focus. As far as disappointment, I do not want to see a one game focus. They need to keep their consistency with what Direct is. Bam, bam, bam. Title. You know, if you're gonna spend, you know, have a lot of time on one, you know, 5 minutes maybe. You know what I'm saying, but not that in-depth stuff that they did with Smash.
I think there's gonna be a 2-game focus.
Oh, that would annoy me.
That will make me get up and go.
It'll be like a 2-game focus with a couple games announced at the very end of it, and they're gonna close out with it.
I know Hulk's not gonna be happy. I don't want a Labo focus.
Love the Labo. 35 minutes of Labo. Then a brief description of how Animal Crossing has gone games.
Okay, I'm calling it right now. We have a 35-minute Labo on this Direct. This man is not allowed back on this show.
Hulk is banned from the realm.
It's going to be a Labo Switch Pro. You're going to build your own Pro Switch out of cardboard.
I'm dead.
It's going to be glorious.
They sent me the prototype. I got it in the mail yesterday.
A little big, but it looks fantastic, King.
They got the new controllers.
That's the
this is the new controllers that you
God, I'm done with you. Anyway, so that's pretty much that. And then the last thing, and Solve probably gonna not like this, but I would like, you know, them to talk about some features to the online service. So I would like them to show improvement for my $20. I would like to see.
You pay for that?
Yeah, I pay for how much?
You pay for that, but then buy Pokemon, bro.
Yeah, why? Because Pokemon didn't bring the price down. Pokemon didn't bring the price down. Until you show me where the price is down on Pokemon.
What are you playing on that online?
Bro. Mortal Kombat 11, brother. We out here. We fighting. Got that crispy new D-pad that I had to get third party since, you know, no mini.
All right,
is that the Zelda D-pad? That's the Zelda.
Yeah, but I had to keep it. Because listen,
put your Switch down.
Here's the problem. This is why we need a mini. This is a D-pad. This is a D-pad.
You said this is why we need a mini.
Stuff that's not a D-pad. So I would love a mini. I would love some hardware. I doubt.
Now you know the mini gonna come with a D-pad.
Hey, if
it's portable, background talks.
If it's portable, we can get rid of.
Give him the same D-pad he got now that he can't switch out. Thank you.
Listen, you got the big boy for that functionality, right? You got all that stuff that you need. If you want to cut costs, take out the Amiibo sensor thing, take out the Joy-Con, and just make it a more, you know,
You know, you got to preface yourself that you have been brought out by Nintendo,
Oh
right?
my God.
When you talk, you just got to make sure that you put the TM in the corner. You can TM by Nintendo. I don't hear nothing you got to say.
You spawn waving me. Damn. Spawn wave last prediction series. You're ridiculous. Anyway, that's all I got on the prediction series. First of all, salute to the realm. Lord Alex, he had to leave a little early. Lord Stealth 40K, Lord Hogue, Lord Potentially Perfect in the realm, concluding the E3 2019 prediction series. So let's start off with Lord Stealth. Tremendous takes, outstanding knowledge. Where can the fine people find you? What you have going on, sir?
They can find me on Twitter at Stealth40K, and thank you for reminding me that I used to have the underscores. I didn't realize you were researching me that much.
Yes, I was. LordCognito comes prepared.
Knows everything.
Dude, it's an absolute pleasure, man. You know you are welcome back in the realm of the Lords anytime. Again, tremendous takes, learned a lot, man, and it's good to see. One day we're gonna get this YouTube channel, Lord Stealth, man. I'm waiting, man.
Someday. My full-time job is kind of making that impossible right now.
I hear you, man. I hear you. It would be great to have you back after the direct as well, just to see how compare notes a little bit and see what happens. So that'd be great. But again,
yeah, sounds good.
Iron Lord, salute. Lord Hogue, man, coming in our 11th hour. Also, I forgot to salute Mr. Negative. He couldn't make it. He was very sick with his voice, but Lord Hogue stepped up in the 11th hour as a true Lord of the Realm, coming through the hottest takes. Labo was in the building. We got legal representation on partnerships and agreements. Virtual legality was in session. Where can the fine people find you? What do you have going on, sir?
That's right. You know, since I started coming on here, I have more stuff to pitch now rather than just legal services. Yeah, no, absolutely. People can follow me on Twitter at HoagLaw and on my YouTube channel, which is also youtube.com/HoagLaw, where I do virtual legality. I do talk about the Microsoft Sony alliance. I did an hour-long page turn of the Apple versus Pepper Supreme Court decision about who can sue who in the App Store. Some fun stuff there. If you like that kind of business and law, counterpoint. Right now, I am figuring out exactly what my episode 6 postmortem for Game of Thrones tomorrow morning. What kind of sigh I'm going to start the postmortem with. I'm thinking something like, I'm working on it.
Might start it off with Jakaris.
Yeah. Well, let's just say, I think you said if you get a 35-minute labo, then I'm not allowed back on the program. I think if I start doing a post-mortem series on your favorite television show, you might just want to have me assassinated. I don't have a lot of good luck with it. And
don't you dare talk about Game of Thrones. You're not allowed to. We're ending it.
Yeah, it's over. We're past the Rubicon. It's fine. Anyway, check that out. Yeah, I'm doing postmortems on Game of Thrones and pop culture, virtual legality. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, sir. An absolute pleasure. Hilarious and drops knowledge at the same time. And of course, the young Lord of video production. And shout out to Lord Delapo for the tremendous pre-video hype. If you want to know who's got us hyped for all these prediction series, that is this man, Lord Delapo, back in the realm, doing his thing. Where can the fine people find you? What do you have going on, sir?
Yeah, they can find me pretty much everywhere. I'm doing Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. If you're looking for a video production guy,
what are those Twitters and Instagrams? So what are the names? We don't know.
Yeah, so it's under Delapo-ish now because I'm refocusing under my production work and what I do with that kind of stuff. And so it's still going to be video game based, but it's just a focus on like the production that I put into my videos and
No, I feel that. What about the amazing Hero Unlock series? What characters
that's
Drake recently?
Yeah, that's going to be on YouTube at Potentially Perfect. I'm also refocusing on that, making sure that I like the characters that I'm doing because
yes, we need that.
Yeah, but yeah, it's always a good time. I think it's nice to learn video game history and knowledge like that from someone who isn't 80, and so
oh my that older gamer slander was that veteran gamer slander? These young bucks these days. Young Nintendo guy.
You're going in the wrong direction. Turn around.
No, we will not take this old man slander lightly.
It's good that the young bucks, you know what they trying to branch off into their own, but they always
Why
got
is every time you're talking Otis Jamaican?
That's not Jamaican. That's
I
not
like when you talk Jamaican for the super chats.
Why no? Listen here, listen.
Hold on.
hold on. But yeah, it's very good that you look back. We give you the tome so you can read it.
Exactly. Know where your Super NES online games were birthed from, sir.
See it right there, right? That's the super graphics right there. You see it right there.
So
right?
I can tell people, hey, look at this stuff from back here. See how much better it is now?
Yeah.
No doubt. So that's what we got going on, Lord Delapo.
Absolutely. It's just focusing on having a good time, bringing you guys awesome content.
And the channel potentially perfect still, sir, correct? YouTube?
Yes, sir. Yes,
All right, my man, you already know. And of course, the young wolf, Lord Addict. What do we have going on, sir?
Nothing.
Okay. There we go.
Now that Sakurio's dead, he is dead.
No Sekiro challenge. That's it. It's over.
No, the Sekiro challenge is over. I am making a video on Zelda at the moment. I'm not going to really release too much information on that right now. I'm going to start doing a little bit different stuff on my channel. I'm looking into some stuff right now. So definitely look out for that.
What channel is that, sir?
Gaming Addict.
It's
not Lord Addict, okay? Gaming Addict's a different addict than the one you're talking
more loose there.
A lot of F-bombs and stuff, sir.
So definitely look out for that. Appreciate everyone that came by. We had a pretty good following, pretty good show turning. But next week do you think we should announce some?
Not yet.
We gotta let Delapo do his thing.
We gotta let Delapo work. Then hopefully I don't make him go crazy in the last minute and change it.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. And I gotta teach LordCognito how to put it on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm not.
Are we gonna at least tell them what
you
show
just
it is?
asked me to do the Instagram. I have an Instagram.
All the words was cropped out. I was like,
Twitter was lit.
I would have done an Instagram version for you.
Are we gonna at least tell them what show it is, or
you can tell them what show it is, sir?
So next week at Sunday, what day is that?
Oh my Lord!
The 26th. We're having a Sony. It won't be an E3 because obviously they bent the knee.
It's gonna be a live show.
It'll be an E3 prediction show.
It's gonna be a Sony for 2019 show, I guess.
I predict darkness.
Oh my God!
Because they bent the knee to Microsoft. They ain't coming.
I gotta bring my Sony squadron through. We'll see.
So be looking out for that on Twitter. We'll announce the guests. I guess one of the reasons we're not announcing the now is because it's not really set in stone, so we want to make sure that
like Sony.
Oh my God. Anyway, Lord Sovereign back in the realm doing his thing once again. Where can people find you? What do you have going on, sir?
Shout out to everybody who came through today. Eric, Stealth, Hogue, Delapo. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. You can find me on Twitter, LordSavILP, and of course BX Sovereign on PSN Xbox Live. Hopefully get some gaming in this week so the fraud light cannot come on next week. We'll see what happens. Just trying to figure out the road to E3, man. We're 3 weeks away. We're trying to figure out what kind of content we're gonna deliver for you guys. We just power out something really quick this morning, so you will get an edition of roundtable reviews from E3. That is in the works, a special edition. So all the lords are going to be there.
Yeah,
so
normally I'm not there at all.
Normally King is nowhere to be found. So
and I live in another state.
Yes, I'm happy. That big game is going to be on fleek.
Yeah, for real.
Multiple camera angles, banging it out.
Hey,
I'm going to bring that to you.
Today, thank you.
Oh, really? Wait, are we getting Unabomber?
Which addict?
Which addict are we getting?
No, my beard's been trimmed for months.
We would not know because your camera's off.
Man,
shout out to the dead cell camera. Hello.
I will start turning my camera on when Sovereign starts turning his on.
Get it, man. You're done for then.
See what you're doing, Sovereign. Hey, boy.
You will not shame me into this. Listen, you're gonna see my face. You'll see my face plenty at E3. Thank you very much. You want to see my?
If you want to see
my face, we have plenty of PAX East videos up. Thank you.
Yes,
I cannot wait till we switch to Discord where your face gotta be up.
You can cancel it too.
Nope. We going to the format that the face is out. Face out.
That's what we got going. We got that
that's it, man. I'm excited about that. What we're gonna do, because it's gonna be interesting at E3 this year. So
no doubt. Lord King, the king of the statues and combat talk. What do we have going on, sir?
Boy, shout out to Bushwick Radio app that hosted us.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, hosted us this week with my block brother 108 Dragon. Like, follow, subscribe. Lord Lemetheus, the right hand is Zeus. Go to his YouTube channel, subscribe to his YouTube channel, and you can actually see the live show there. Like, if you want to see the visual there, and also you can go to my Twitter page. You can see that's up and running there at all times.
In the back, sir. I believe you did a fantastic King of the Statues. Who's that guy?
That's the Punisher back there. Please go to our YouTube channel and check out what I posted on KOS. Also, Combat Talk with the King is up, where you can get me talking about Deontay Wilder and his upcoming fight with Dominic Brazil, which actually happened. So if you can watch the show over again, if you came late, you can get the recap of what actually happened. And yeah, it was murder, death, kill out here, brothers. Definitely 100% on deck. He was serving up a slice of death, and I think Dominic Brazil took a big bite of the pie. Yeah. So, coming up, we have IOP versus the world. We will unveil that to you, and you will get that. Road to E3.
Because when you unveil that, I have to know what that is.
Yeah, don't worry about it. You'll be part of it. I briefly touched about it. Just waiting on some stuff. Also, please, I want y'all to go check out LordCognito's first Comic-Con.
Thank you, sir.
He got a chance to see his childhood idol, and I want y'all to understand how very significant this is. This man collect every book that Ron Lim was part of, that he drew. If Ron Lim's name was on it and it had Surfer to do with it, Cognito was there. So when I found out that Ron Lim will be at the Eastern Comic-Con that happened this weekend and is going on today, so if you're in New Jersey, please go out there and go check it out. See Ron Lim, Jim Starlin, and George Perez, which is our pillars in our community of comic book.
Got to see this guy.
Cognito, that pleased me that he got a chance to get that off of his bucket list.
Yeah.
When I saw it, I was so happy for him. I saw his adulation that, he got a chance. And this is his first time out there, and he's out there on his lonesome doing it. But, God bless. It was fantastic. I loved it. I'm going to watch it again. But, salute you, sir. Salute you, sir, for going out and seeing your idol. I salute you.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, long overdue. And for what Lord King was saying, yeah, man, I mean, check it out. It is up on Iron Lord Podcast. I call it Iron Lord Podcast invades, or actually searches for the Infinity Gauntlet. And Lord Hogue would probably appreciate a little bit. Actually, Jim Starling, the creator of Thanos, was there. I believe Ron Lim, like I said, one of my favorite pencilers of all time. So I'm a huge Silver Surfer fan. For those who appreciate that kind of stuff, the origin of where these movies kind of came from, the comic book story, the Infinity Gauntlet saga. George Perez was there as well. Shout out to him. Val Kilmer was in the building. It was interesting. Shout out to Val Kilmer, But I mean, Ron Lim is my heart, as King knows. Like, no one, in my opinion, draws Silver Surfer better, and it was an absolute pleasure to meet these guys, childhood heroes. And check that out when you guys get a chance. Okay, thank to the beautiful panel. Like I said, Eric's Stealth, Hogue Law, as always, potentially perfect. Those are our guys coming through. You guys are welcome at any time. You know that. And man, audio will be up later on today. We, like our addict said, we have the Sony prediction series coming up. We will announce the guest. It will be a fun panel. Guaranteed. You already know. And of course, check out the great articles that we have up on lordsofgaming.net. Tremendous article. Biggie Jerseys has some stuff up. Myself, I have some stuff up. Please support the Lords in the realm. That is all. So shout out to the stream team. I'm forgetting you guys, man. Old school style. L Boogie, PD, MJ the Boss, man. Delapo, we miss you. Delapo, we miss you. Just joking. The man's working hard. I'm just teasing. But salute everybody in the realm. The turnout was fantastic. We'll see you guys next Sunday. Peace.